to come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want am strong. We Simon Ekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Oh mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. With Simon Ekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, oh I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall.
I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is the message for you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. Do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When the Poroku, Nijimwero Wekumu Biafra. When the Siputa, Makamwero Wekanyinaga. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. Oh, when the Poroku, Makamwero Wangi. Oh, when the Puruchekwa, Makamwero Wekumu Biafra. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. The spirit of Biafra, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. When the Biafra Gideon, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Ohamadike no na donjon, Mugeweki Eremeyae. Odike, Mosike, Rurachobalike. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. The Prime Minister of Biafra
Biafra Republic government in exile. Once Simon F. It want to smooth the Gabani Naibu. They gather and down on my able or Guinea. Once Simon F. A mesu won't Onyendu. Ihe Gamadi Gero. Imapa Simon F. Ihe Gamadi Gero. Simon F. Watakatapo. We were on your looking at the data. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, what prime minister will on it. I think I want to go, I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, what's that on it, but we're on it. The question is this. If Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom for Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow you. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Ogwe Kucharangwe, Master Simon Epa, or Guinea.
Master Simon Epa, Pico, GC, Kaka, Ogu. Atakata walk kind of walk. Ojuda way, people into Kine Menata. I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said, Bros, I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back, I will follow you. For Prime Minister Veroni, and you got one who got to follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you. What's that on oh, my dear Biafra, that he borrowed Gabiarone. Here, Jamadi Gero, Biafra Republic government, I would here, Jamadi Gero, Commander General Lequeshiri, General Rapotuso, Sonata Katawa. The Holy Ghost, Okonyendu Borokunu Nazatata. Iko Kuye, Kuye Nuo, Oke Nuo. Iko Kuye, Iye Jamayike, Oke Nuo. Iko Kuye, Kuye Nuo, Iye Jamayike, Oke Nuo. bia we jaja maka Biafra. We don't put our anyị onye ndu. Yeah, Simon Eba. Oba to
Witness me. I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are three types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots.
I want to let the world understand what the so-called founding fathers of the Zoological Republic actually said about Nigeria. Since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country, but the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs. They do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. Nigerian unity is only a British invention. Alhaji Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, 1948, a founding father of Nigeria. The second one, Nigeria is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigeria is a mere distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria and those who do not. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, 1947. Now, lastly, let me tell you what Nnamdi Azikiwe said in 1964 after the so-called independence of Nigeria. It is better for us and many admirers abroad that we should disintegrate in peace and not in pieces. Then, should the politicians fail to heed this warning, then I will venture the prediction that the experience of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is Katanga, will be a chance play if ever it comes to our turn to play such a tragic role. These are the historical facts that nobody can deny. We have it in abundance. So, their three founding fathers have, none of them actually believed in one Nigeria. All their founding fathers. But tomorrow now, you see Guardian write the founding father. Our founding fathers will be disappointed. But your founding fathers never believed in one Nigeria. It is here now.
The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Umahi. He loves Fulani. He used to be our brother. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to their Ruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the East, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the West. Doing them, you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case at, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are.
Understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra exit.
There are people that are being used to scuttle the independent state of Biafra. You all remember during Uwazulike's time, they come in different format. During Nnamdi Kanu's time, they came in different format. During Simon Ekpa's time, they are here now in a different format. Biafrans, use your tongue and count your teeth. The Southeast governors, South governors, we continue to use these individuals to make it look as if there is a parallel government. There is no parallel government. There's only one United States of Biafra.
Exactly.
This thing you see they are doing, that is what Tinubu and Bianco Ojukwu has paid them to do. When you support them, you are supporting the destruction of the mandate. And what is the mandate? I want to explain what the mandate is. Those of you that have listened to the voice recording that was sent, where the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, has said that we, I know he called me, but it is all of us, we must protect the mandate. That voice recording is pinned on my Twitter space. Go and listen, my Twitter page. Go and listen to that. Protect the mandate. Keep it separate from all the crazy shit they do. Protect the restoration of the United States of Biafra. That is the message from our Prime Minister Obatobie Simon Ekpa.
Mandate.
Whatever they are doing, whether they are doing IPOB, whether they are doing Briggy, whether they are doing whatever, the Prime Minister have told us, protect the mandate. And what is the mandate? When I ask this individual the question, what is mandate? What is mandate? I ask, there are two questions. Is it the New Dimension mandate? Is it the United States of Biafra Declaration?
United States of Biafra
This individual told me both. Both. Go and listen to that voicemail. She said both. That was the message from our Prime Minister. Both. What does both mean? Both means the New Dimension mandate and the United States of Biafra. The Prime Minister have told us to specifically protect that mandate.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to the program, wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining us from TikTok, I welcome you. If you are joining us from Facebook, I welcome you. Wherever you are connecting from, I appreciate you. And I thank you for being part of the program. It is another morning, and we are here once again to preach the gospel of Biafra. And for those who are joining us, you know where we are. And the newcomers and those who will see our platform for the very first time, always remember that this platform is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Supreme Commander of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the leadership and command of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze. That is where we stand, and that is where we are defending. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come here for any sort of saga. We don't come here for propaganda. We don't come here to stand against any race or religion. What we do here is to bring the plight of Biafra before the whole world, to expose the evil of the contraption called Nigeria, the atrocities, the human rights abuse, and the fraud in the Nigerian system. That is what we do in this platform. We expose them. Every lie they have told against the Biafrans, we expose it. Every lie that have been told against our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, we expose those lies. The lies they have told against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, we expose them. The lies against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we expose them. And we make sure that the world hear the true story from us. We are going to tell our story. Nobody is going to come from anywhere to tell our story. We will tell our own story and speak the truth, nothing but the truth, always. Remember, every of our program in the morning hours is always an interactive section. A section where we come to interact with all the lovers of freedom across the world. As long as you are following us here on YouTube, on David Herbert channel, all you need to do is to click the link on the comment section and you will join me on stage to air your opinion on the topic. Whatever you have to say, regardless what your opinion may be, there is no law that says that you must agree with me. You are entitled to your opinion. All we ask is that when you are joining on stage to make your own additions, please make sure you speak in a very civil manner. And when you appear in a decent manner. We cannot admit you in the platform naked. You must cover yourself properly. Don't wear singlet and join us. Just appear in a decent manner because the whole world is watching. The cabinet of Biafra is watching, and everything you say here will be taken into consideration. So please appear in a very decent manner and speak in a civil manner. It doesn't matter how angry you are. It doesn't matter how dissatisfied you are. Just try as much as possible to key in into the program and do your own part. And Chukwu Okabiyama will bless you, guide you, and protect you. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching us from, I welcome you once again. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We have come once again as always do. And today, we have chosen a topic which says, United States of Biafra intensify delegitimization of Nigeria as Chief of Army Staff is denied visa. Any of you have heard this news? We have seen it, we have heard it, and we have deliberated on it. What you are seeing today that is happening in the zoo is not just happening on its own. The zoo, most of the time, they pretend not to feel the heat that we are giving them, but they are feeling it and they are seeing it day in, day out. After the declaration of Biafra, from that moment onward, the game changed. And the Biafrans have intensified, the Biafran government have intensified in making sure that the Zoological Republic is delegitimized. Already we know that the Nigerian government have lost legitimacy in Biafran territory. And we are making sure that we push them out of Biafra land by all means possible. We are not only delegitimizing them in Nigeria, we are also delegitimizing them abroad. Wherever they are, wherever they bring their face out, we go there and we'll trash them and make sure that we send them to the dustbin where they belong. And that is what is happening today. No matter how they try to shy away from the truth, no matter how they try to hide it, they will never succeed. We will continue to match them word to word, and we will continue to expose all their atrocities. Chukwu Okabiyama is not asleep, and every step they take will always be for our own good. This is people who have committed atrocity against the Biafran people, innocent children, and continue to commit atrocities up to today. And the world is silent. It is very sad that these things happened. The world is silent. Up to this moment, no one has been held accountable. No one has been held accountable. Instead of holding people accountable, the world is electing them, dining and wining them, and exalting them to high positions. It is sad to see in 21st century that some people are still ready to commit genocide. They do it brazenly without anybody asking a question. And this genocide is being sponsored by the West. British more especially, playing an active role, just like they did in 1967. It is a very sad situation. But we will not relent in doing what we are supposed to do. We will never stop requesting for what is ours. We will never stop fighting for our freedom. We will never stop requesting for that which is ours. No matter how the world tries to hide the truth, we will make sure that the truth is out. And Biafrans are doing that, and are doing it very well. The delegitimization of Nigerian government is ongoing as we speak. And the whole world is paying attention, and actions are being taken against the zoo. No matter how the West pretend, no matter how they try to hide the truth, they cannot hide it forever. And that is why it is important that we have to speak. It is very important that we all have to speak. We must continue to speak. Do not be silent. It doesn't matter where you are, every little opportunity you have in that your little platform, continue to speak. There are still some people that has conscience on the planet Earth that will see what is happening and they will know the truth and follow the truth. We saw that the chief of staff of the zoo was denied visa. The Canadian authority denied him visa. What a shame. But they don't have to stop at that. We are expecting all the countries of the world to rise up to the occasion and sanction Nigeria for their atrocities against the Biafrans. The loss of life of the innocent blood that are being shared on a daily basis in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria cannot be measured. These people are so evil that they are unapologetic. Even when their evil is exposed. Every one of us saw when I read the report of our Deputy Prime Minister to the FBI. She went to the FBI and made a report about the atrocities of Nigerian government. Christopher Musa, Bianca Ono, and the drug baron Tinubu. These are the major actors on this very genocide that is happening today. And I thank God that Christopher Musa was denied visa. They should not stop at that. Every Zoological Republic official, it does not matter which portfolio they are holding, they are supposed to be denied entry to any Western world. If they really and truly sincere, if they are sincere to themselves, if there is truly something that is called human rights on the planet Earth, these individuals are supposed to be locked up for life. They are not supposed to get entry to any country of the world. The drug baron Tinubu, the criminal Christopher Musa, and the criminal Bianca Ono. These individuals are not supposed to be associating with the human, because these are people who are pushing evil agenda, who are supporting genocide, sponsoring it directly and indirectly. And they have continued to do this. Nigerian government is not a government that's supposed to last the next minute. If the world was to be just, if we were living in a just world, Nigerian government is not supposed to live the next minute. But because we know we are living in a time of criminality, a time where people embrace evil than good, in a time where people prefer evil than good, in a time where people are being covered with their own personal and selfish interests. It is all about what people are going to gain for themselves. It is not about the ordinary people. A lot has been happening, including the confusion you are seeing among the Biafrans, the infighting and quarreling, is created and instituted by the Zoological Republic with the directives and sponsorship of the British. They have continued to portray this evil. One of the reasons why they do not want us to leave is because the Europeans are focusing on their interests. Their target is the resources in Biafra land. The reason they are taking innocent life in Biafra land is because of our resources, nothing more. Because of enormous resources that were placed in our land by Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is why they do not want to let us be. That is why they have continued to perpetrate evil against Biafrans. That is why they have continued to push their evil agenda. And they think they can stop us. They will never stop us. We will continue to speak, and the more we continue to speak, the world will have no option than to act and do the right thing. My fellow Biafrans, we must not allow anybody to deceive us. One of the major troubles we are having, one of the major perpetrators of the evil in Nigeria today is the West, the British to be precise. Their selfish interest in Biafra land is making them to encourage genocide in Biafra land so that they can be able to access the resources of the Biafrans and steal as much as they can. I want you to look at this very report that was made by Daily Post. Daily Post made this report on a speech of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze. It's written, Biafra, Europe quest for oil resources, reason for killings. The Europe quest for the wealth in our land. The Europe quest to control the wealth in our land. The Europe quest to take over our land is the reason why the insecurity in the zoo has increased and will never stop. This is the truth and the undeniable truth. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or you don't believe it. It is a fact. And those that know knows that the insecurity that you see in Biafra land, the loss of life you are seeing, are being sponsored and pushed by the West. Their action have impoverished the people that they are left with no option anymore than to indulge in crime. They have made sure that people's attention are not in developing themselves. The people are being made to begin to pursue wealth, pursue survival, sorry to say. Even when they have plenty, they are living in nothing. An area that has plenty in human resources and natural resources, yet they have nothing for themselves. It is a very sad situation. But we must not allow it to lie. We must continue to speak about it. And that is why the Deputy Prime Minister has voiced out here, and her speech was be reported by Daily Post. And I'm going to read as it was written by the Daily Post. Biafra activist Dr. NgoziOrabueze has claimed that European countries' quest for oil resources is the reason for persistent killing and insecurity in southeast region of Nigeria. That is absolutely true. Orabueze, known as the Deputy Prime Minister and Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra, disclosed this in a statement through her X account on Tuesday. Her comment comes amid a recent Trans-Sahara gas pipeline deal signed by Nigeria, which would transport billions of cubic meters of gas, 4,128 kilometers 2,565 miles from Nigeria in West Africa through Niger and on to Algeria, then pump the undersea Mediterranean pipeline trans to Italy. All these projects is to extract wealth from Biafra land. And this is why they do not want us to be free. Nigeria have sold our land to the West. Nigeria have sold every of our right to the West and allowed them to put a pipeline right from our home, our backyard, to the European countries for them to continue to steal from us unmeasured. Reacting, Orabueze alleged that insecurity and militarization of Biafra land were due to the capture of resource deposits in the region. Absolutely. That is the undertone on everything that is happening. They sponsor the insecurity. They made sure that the people are being dehumanized. They make sure that the rights of the people are taken away from them for them to have access to do what they want to do. And that is why they push down all the terrorists in uniform to Biafran territory. All the repentant Boko Haram members are pushed to Biafran territory in the name of security. And what do? They go there, they continue to extort people, kidnap people, and also aid and abet kidnappers. According to her, the killings in the southeast has continued untamed because Europe was interested in exporting petroleum products from the oil and gas-rich region. Of course, they don't care about your insecurity. They don't care about your security. They don't care if you live or you survive. As long as the oil continues to flow to the European countries, to the Western countries, they do not care about you. They don't care about me either. And that is why we must continue to support the restoration of Biafra and the exit from the Zoological Republic, regardless of what happens. It's not going to be a soft journey. It's going to be a tough journey, but I bet you the world is listening. There are still people that have conscience out there, even in the West. They are listening, and things are going to change very soon. She added that the invasion of the Southeast over oil resources will be resisted. Of course, we are resisting already, and we will continue to resist it to the highest level. Europe's quest for oil in Biafran land is the major reason for the continued invasion, killings, occupation of sovereign states, the United States of Biafra, by Nigeria. This invasion and occupation will become resisted, and Biafrans must defend themselves and their land. Nigeria is mandated to leave the Biafran nation, she claimed. It's an order. They must leave. It is not a claim. They must leave Biafran land. Everyone in uniform in Biafran territory. They are listening to us. For your own sake, you are invading our land. You must leave. If you refuse to leave, we will force you to leave. And however you live, either in death or in life, it is your gain. This is just as the Biafran group has continued to call for the release of the two Biafran agitators, Simon Ekpa, arrested by the Finnish government last November, and Nnamdi Kanu, kidnapped by the Nigerian government in June 2021. You know, they are always afraid of using the word kidnap, and they will say rearrest. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not rearrested. He was kidnapped from Kenya. So I wouldn't read what I wouldn't use the same word that these idiots are using. Bunch of clowns. You say rearrest. Rearrest who? Who did you rearrest? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, tortured for 8 days, and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. So where did you get your rearrest from? Where did you get your arrest from? That is a very poor and evil report. Recall that the human rights organization International Society for Civil and Rule of Law, Inter-Society, claimed recently that at least 180 people were allegedly killed in the Southeast by security agencies and non-state actors between December 2024 and January 2025. Between December, just in 1 month, 180 Biafrans lost their life. It wasn't Biafrans that made the report. International Society for Civil Liberty, an independent organization, they made a report that 180 people lost their life in the southeast to the hand of the government and the terrorists. And when you hear 180 from a report, you know that it's more. You don't need to be told. But in the midst of all this madness that is happening, every one of us must be at alert. We must never give up. We must never give up. And I bet you, as we are speaking on a daily basis, the world is listening and they are hearing what is going on. And they will never be silent. The atrocities of the Zoological Republic in Biafra land will never go unchecked. It doesn't matter how they try to hide it. It doesn't matter under which ground they try to hide it. We will always make sure that they are being exposed. We will definitely make sure that they are exposed and they will never go scot-free. For the innocent children of Biafra that they lost their life, for everyone that they have destroyed, they will pay back in 100-folds. Wherever you are watching this program, I want to let you know that you should never give up. Do not relent in your effort. Whatever effort you are putting now, don't look back. Continue to put your effort. At the end of the day, our effort is going to pay off. Our resolve is definitely going to pay off. Do not be discouraged. The government of Biafra today is doing what they are supposed to do. And like I said before, those of you who are trying to know everything, you want to know every single thing the government is doing, there's no way you can know everything. It is not possible. There is no way you can know everything. We are in freedom fighting. Mazen Nandegan also made that statement that you can't know everything. You only know what he wants you to do. No. That's all you got to know. You only know what the government wants you to know. You can't know everything. And if you think you are smarter than the government, you are just fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. Every information that the government is withholding for you is for your own sake. It's for your own benefit, because when you get those information you are looking for, you can't be able to handle it. You cannot stand it. That thing you are searching for, if you find it, you cannot stand it. I bet you won't. The joy every one of us should have is today. Our voice is being heard across the world. And Nigeria, delegitimization is increasing, is going very, very fast. The delegitimization of Nigeria is going. When you hear that news, that Canada denied their chief of staff visa, it should speak volume to you. And we are calling on other countries, not just Canada, other countries to follow suit. Do not allow these criminals to come over to your country. Let them remain in that very place they have destroyed. Let them remain there. They are going nowhere. They will not go anywhere. They should remain where they are. And all these are not just happening because they're happening. Just like when Mazi Samana was here, you saw companies were leaving Nigeria. Major companies left Nigeria to other places because they know that it's a failed state. Because they know it is a failed state and will never ever rise again. We made sure that we put them on their knees, and we will continue to do so. I want us to listen to this very line of thought that I got from their own media when the issue of this denial of visa was mentioned. Let us hear what they are saying on their conventional media.
As a matter of fact, they know the outside world will know exactly what this terrorism is all about in Nigeria. And they are not happy with our military. I've been asking that question here. Do you know the implication of having terrorists in Nigerian soil for 15 years now? When our military managed to capture them, you now rehabilitate them again, put them back into the same system.
Okay.
Then they will now run away with our gun. They will now pursue them, catch them again. Then you put them back again. Precious, are you serious? Sir? Are you serious?
Okay. So thank you, Barrister Darlington. Let's quickly go through.
They don't want such a person in Canada so that you will not be a bad influence to their military.
Oh no, Barrister Darlington.
That is the truth. Any country that is meaningful will not allow any official of Nigeria to step into their country. It should not just end in the Chief of Defense Staff. It should not just end in Chief of Army Staff. It should extend to everybody. Today, even the Chief of Staff of the President of Nigeria is a criminal, is a wanted man in the US. The United States government indicted him. He's a criminal. He ran away from the US after he stole money from his client in the United States. Every official of the zoo, whether every lawmaker, every governor, all their top officials, they should be banned from entering other countries. Not just Canada. Canada has just taken the lead. Every other country should ban them, including their president. Let them stay on their own and enjoy their evil. That is the right thing to do. Why are you supporting evil? That is what is happening. You heard the man say it, and what he's saying is actually the truth. You are aiding and abetting terrorists. You know, in their unconventional media, when they want to speak, they will paint the word. Look at the way this man was painting it. You cannot allow. It is not just allowing them to function. You are sponsoring them directly and indirectly. Nigerian government is sponsoring Boko Haram, a terrorist group, petting them, putting them into their military. When they take the through their repentant, and they will now introduce them into the Biafra land. And you go there, go to Biafra land, you begin to see their footprint. The same thing they are doing as a terrorist in the north. That is what they come to do in the southern part of Nigeria, the Biafra land. In the north, all they do is to take innocent lives, burn their houses without any proper. The same thing is what they are doing in Biafra land with uniform. And they want us to keep silent. We will not.
No, you can't be saying that on air. That's not
really?
true.
Oh, I'm the one that denied them visa. You want to face me now, Abi? Go and face Canada now. He said they should go to hell. They have recorded it for him. One day he will have need to go to Canada.
Are you saying that Canada will also need Nigeria?
Is that what?
Sir?
First of all, you saw the reply that the NSA, National Security Advisor, gave Nuhu Ribadu. That is why you see Nigerians don't have conscience. There is no responsible person in Nigeria government, not even one. This Nuhu Ribadu was the person that exposed Tinubu's fraud. And he came online in CNN and boasted that he has evidence to nail Tinubu for life. And he provided those evidence. He had them when he was the chairman of EFCC. Today, look at him talking unprofessional. Talking unprofessionally. The chief of army staff was denied visa. And he came out to insult the government of Canada. He said the Canada should go to hell. In his own word, he opened his mouth and said Canada should go to hell. And he thinks it's a joke. When it begins to happen, I hope he's going to stand it and face the reality. When it's going to be done on them, they will now understand better.
Are you serious?
Okay, so thank you, Barrister Darlington. Let's quickly go through.
They don't want such a person in Canada so that you will not be a bad influence to their military.
Oh no, Barrister Darlington. No, you can't be saying that on air. That's not
really?
true.
Oh, I'm the one that denied them visa. You want to face me now, Abi? Go and face Canada now. He said they should go to hell. They have recorded it for him. One day he will have need to go to Canada.
Are you saying that Canada will also need Nigeria?
Is that what?
Sir?
Precious.
Sir?
What did you just say now?
That Canada will not need Nigeria.
Will not lead Nigeria.
Need. Yes, sir.
Please, what did they need you for?
What would they not need us
for? Just mention what they will need you for.
Barrister Darlington, let's straight to...
That is how they come and they make everything a joke. Serious issues, they come online here and they make it a joke. This is a very serious matter and they're making it a joke. What do Canada need you for, by the way? What do they need you for? If not for greed, including all these Western countries that are supporting Nigeria, what do they need? They only want to steal. Already there are many people in competition in Nigeria stealing. Canada is not one of them. Maybe Canada don't have a chance to steal. So what are they going to need? If you talk about UK, we know UK, that is their company. UK is their company. They will always do everything to protect their company. You talk about France. France has no resources in their land. They have nothing. They are looking for a place to put their hand and hold on to. They have no resources. These are countries you can say maybe they will need something and you begin to do it. But a place like Canada have almost everything they need. Canada is even now concerned about US. US is now trying to adopt them and bring them closer there. So what do they need you for? It is you that will always need them. Your government have made it possible that you always need them. The government of the zoo will always need Canada. If not for anything, all your citizens are there doing one thing or the other, studying and doing whatever. It is your holiday center. So what are they going to need you for? Answer.
Let them not cause problem for those children, no. I'm not joking, no. Let them not cause problem for those students, so because they might wake up. But since you say we should go to hell, oh yeah, your children, oh yeah, go to hell too. What will you do? No, if Canada wake up today and retaliate, what will you do? Do you have good education here? Do you have even schools?
But the NSA said something very pivotal. He did say that it is time for us to build our own country.
What he said is undiplomatic. Even what he said, that they are doing a lot, this and that. But these same terrorists, you are pampering them. Precious, you are pampering them.
This is not the focus of our conversation.
Is that what?
It's not the focus of our conversation.
I know it's part of the banter, but it's a serious issue here. Do you know what it means? Your chief of defense staff denied visa in a foreign country. Precious, are you joking with this matter? No, hold on.
They are always joking with issues. They never take anything serious, including you that is talking, including you, Darlington. Including this Darlington that is talking. They don't take anything serious. That is why he joined people who were calling for the head of our Prime Minister, Asylum. When you see him talking, you think that his own sense is complete. The idiocy of Nigeria is also affecting him. Even when sometimes he come back to his senses, but when you look deeply, you see him, he will still be dancing the same music others are dancing. These were the people who are calling for the head of our Prime Minister. But today, they are still on the studio shouting. The insecurity have increased and they have nothing to offer. The same people. But when you see them talk, you think they have something to offer. They have nothing to offer you. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing.
I told you here that all the countries have embassy in Nigeria, and their press attaché and their commercial attaché, they are the most important department in any embassy. They are the ones who read and see what you are going through, what is happening in that country where they are. So that if any of the citizens come here for anything, they will go there and say, look at, they will bring out a dossier on everybody and everything. They saw and heard what is going on in Nigeria, and they'll be making mockery of us. And you say we are building. Which church are you building? Precious, are you building Nigeria with the way things are now? That some people went outside there and invited terrorists into Nigeria, and nobody has prosecuted them, and the outside world is looking at you and I. Precious,
sir,
hold on. These terrorists that we are fighting, we are building Nigeria, you are defending them. Who brought them into this country?
All right, so Barrister Darlington, let's quickly go through.
Sometimes when this Darlington talk, you begin to wonder, is it the same Darlington that doesn't want anything to be done about Nigeria? Darlington, you only want people to be coming online to talk. When it comes to action, you have nothing to offer. When he speaks, you be wondering, is it this same Darlington who was calling for the head of Mazi Simon Ekpa? Now you are asking to do what on the earth can you do if not to come online and speak, and then you go back to home and sleep? But when you see people who are taking action to make change, to make sure that there's a change, you wouldn't support them. You call for their head. That is the evil of the Zoological Republic. Sometimes when they know what they are doing. Every single one of them. They know what they are doing. But because of what their belly will eat. because of their belly. They don't want anything that will affect that money that is coming to their account every month. Anything that will affect that money that is coming to their account every month, they don't want it. No matter how good that project is, they don't want it. It is sad. This is the kind of world we are in. But we will never give up. We will continue. You're welcome, my beloved brother Greg. Are you there? Thank you for joining, Greg. I can see you there.
Yes. Good morning, Chus.
Good morning, my brother Greg. You're welcome.
Thank you, man.
Adam.
Thank God. Yes, my brother, I'm listening to all your analysis, and Nigeria is a funny land. Nigeria is not the land that copies good things. They only imitate evil. They emulate only evil and corruption. They always think that I have oil, I have gas. Because of I have oil and gas, everybody will tolerate whatever I do. They think it will always continue like that. And they think that every country is like Britain, that give them the corruption they're having today, nurture their corruption, water their corruption, fertilize their corruption to make sure their corruption grow to the extreme. At the same time, the same Britain will come to the world. When they come to the international phase, Britain will say Nigeria is the most corrupt people in the world.
Fantastically corrupt.
They are fantastically corrupt. Which they are the founder of that corruption in Nigeria. Absolutely. They are the one that planted that evil in Nigeria. Even though, no matter how the Nigerians, the Fulanis that are the Fulanis are foreigners like British people are in Nigeria, and the Hausas, the Yorubas, and the other tribes that are in Nigeria were not as evil. Those kind of corruption were not there. So the people who planted corruption in Nigeria are the British people. Sold it into the hand of the Fulani to make sure that it did not go. And for the Fulani, for the British to get their grant, they handed that corruption into the hand of the Fulanis to make sure that Fulanis, as the Fulanis will be looking the interest of Islamizing Nigeria, the Britain will be looking the interest of stealing all the resources in Nigeria. So there is a trade-off battle. We give you Nigeria, and we take the resources, and you give them Islam. So that was what happened in Nigeria. So they gave the Fulanis, allowed the Fulanis to plant Islam in Nigeria, while the Fulanis allowed them to steal all the resources, because when you are giving property that doesn't belong to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. The resources that are in Nigeria, it does not belong to the Fulanis. They are just like foreigners in Britain. They have their own mission. Their mission in Nigeria is to plant Islam, while the mission of British is to steal the resources that is Nigeria. And there is no other way they can achieve it other than to hand the power over to the Fulanis, who are captured the north. And then the Yorubas don't know where they belong. If they should accept their traditional religion, or if they should accept Christianity, or if they should accept Islam. So what happened was the Yorubas, being the coward, and they don't have any stand in anything in their life. So anywhere the pressure come more, they accept. So when the pressure of the Fulanis come, they accepted the Islam for them to live and not be this thing. So they accepted it and allowed the Fulanis to enter into them. So that's why the Fulanis have upper hand in Yoruba land when you come to the south. So, and from them, the Yorubas betrayed the south to the Fulanis, and they use them to enter. When the British concentrate on their economical gain in Nigeria, so that's why what is happening in Nigeria. So when this man called Rubadu, the criminal Rubadu, who Obasanjo appointed as a chief of EFCC. You know, when he entered there, the typical Fulani man will always try to paint other people evil.
Exactly.
So when they gave him that power, he paint everybody, every governors, as a time, senators and everybody as a criminal. So he was doing that thing known of the Fulanis, serving their master with hypocrite way. So he was serving Obasanjo as if he was real, you know, and then everybody was saying Rubadu, 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 Rubadu. He's a pure criminal. Now, this Tinubu was among his list as a criminal, just as you mentioned before, that he came to the CNN and he told the whole world that he have every evidence to nail Tinubu as a criminal. The same Tinubu he ran as a running mate. Sometimes about how many years ago with the political party. He forgot that Tinubu was corrupt. So that time when they ran as a this thing, which he did not succeed. Now Tinubu marched with Buhari and left Rubadu. So when Tinubu marched with Buhari and left Rubadu, Rubadu was not pitching tent in any distance. It was a kind of I don't know what I used to qualify the man. So now when Tinubu comes to power, Tinubu pick him and give him position as in security, internal security advisor or whatever. So now he come in again in power. All the whole corruption of Tinubu have been written off. Tinubu is not corrupt man. Last I think that was this week or what, I saw when somebody was talking about Ribadu calling I think Tinubu or who other person again as most corrupt during his time. He denied it. He said he never called either Tinubu or who there's another person. He said he never called them corrupt, and it was not true. And sometimes just like what we are saying, that media doesn't lie.
Never forget now.
So he was denying. So that is the problem. Just like this criminal, the one I worked with Jonathan in London, that's living in London now, Rino Makori, who was called Tinubu. He was the person that called Tinubu, make most people to know that Tinubu is a criminal, a drug lord in America. Now Tinubu is in power. Tinubu is no more the drug lord. Tinubu is the savior of Nigeria. So that is the typical Nigeria people. So anywhere they are getting, anytime you put breast on their sucking milk on their mouth, they will use the other side and start talking a different thing. You know. So now Rino Omakori, when Buhari was there, he was a criminal. He ran to London. He did not come taught in Nigeria for 8 years. When Tinubu entered, all the drug lord and all the criminality of Tinubu have become a saint. Any person that talk evil about Tinubu, he will stay in London and fight you to the last. You know. Now Tinubu is the savior of Nigeria. Then Peter Obi is a criminal. That is the way of. If Peter Obi happens to be in power tomorrow, he will see Makori change. He will tell you. He will Obi will become a saint because he want to be getting. They never get satisfied. So that is the typical Nigeria. So this man now that calling what they call it Canada, say Canada can go to hell. You know, they just talk. They will not even know the word or the value of the word they are speaking. Knowing fully well that the man they refuse visa is a terrorist. This Mustafa, every Nigerian military is a terrorist. he himself that is saying that, what do you call it? That Canada should go to hell. He's a terrorist. He never condemned the Boko Haram for one day. He never condemned his men as a terrorist. No. Now he's telling Canada to go to hell. Not knowing that even for me, if Canada should have allowed this man to come, that they will arrest him in Canada. If Canada is serious, not just denying him visa to remain in Nigeria and killing people. They know that Mustafa, or what they call him, is a terrorist, a criminal. And because this is a signal to this man that he must know that one day he will be coming to the ICC to answer questions. He's supposed to know that. They are not supposed to refuse him visa. They're supposed to give him visa. When he enters Canada, they will arrest him. They will not allow him to go back. So he should know, as he said, it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe true in another way for him, it's a blessing in disguise. But they're supposed to allow him to come into Canada and be arrested in Canada.
Exactly. That should have been the best thing.
That has should be not just refusing visa. Refusing visa is allowing him to remain in Nigeria, continue killing people, killing innocent people.
Commit atrocities.
Committing atrocities. So it makes, for me, it doesn't make any sense, because they believe they will have oil. Every country in the world will be like Britain, that one always cover corruption of Nigeria and get whatever they want. So, like for this man that is shouting on this screen, the man is I don't know if he's more worse than the Musa himself.
He's worse. He's worse.
Yeah, because the man is a fool. A fool is someone who doesn't know what he's proposed or what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants. He said they should persecute Simon Ekman. They should kill Simon Ekman. Now he's crying this. So, as an able man who is in Nigeria and you are honest and you come out to the public in a television and you are speaking, you do not go on the ground to know exactly what is happening in your land. Maybe he's in Lagos or somewhere, enjoying his corrupt money because he was fighting for Obi. If Obi comes tomorrow now, then any government will give him an appointment. If Tinubu come him now and give him an appointment, he will take and Tinubu will come and send. Yeah. Tinubu will not more be a criminal. So that is all the way, all of them in Nigeria. There is no single one that know exactly what he wants. And that is the problem I have with all of them. Because if you say that something is like this, that's why I like the Western people. As Trump is now, he gives people appointments. And if Trump did not allow them to work the way they want, the way they feel that, they will resign.
Straight.
He will say and resign, say, no, I cannot work like, because if I take appointment and I expect to work with a free hand, if he not get that free hand, he will see him resign from his position. That is the way people, that is the way they developed the people that want to succeed live. Not like Nigeria, where they will tell you yes and yes, that you know that this person is a criminal. You call him, you are from your mouth. You call that person a criminal from your mouth. You unite him with him, you say you have every evidence, and he give you appointment, and all his criminality go, only just for you to benefit, to get what you want. And they tell you have integrity. All of them, from beginning to the end, there is no one that have that anything like integrity is in their blood. No, not even one.
Nothing like integrity.
That's nothing like integrity. So the only thing they want, as long as he appoint him, he will be getting their eating. No righteous man, no man that is clean that will work in any corrupt government. If the judge, that is what Nankan was fighting. If you are a chief judge, and you see that there is corruption, and you want that corruption to change, you speak to the governor or the president that this is how rule of law works. If they refuse, you resign, and you come out from the government, and then you criticize the government that this is why you resign, and the world will know that your hand is clean. so-called judge that was presiding over Nnamdi Kanu. What's his name again? Nyako. This is the case you said he doesn't want to handle again. So if indeed that you are a righteous person, if they force you to take the case, you resign as a judge. If your hand is clean, can you resign? You have made the money, the world know you. What are you still working in a corrupt place if you're not corrupt? That is the question. You resign. So until they start getting people like Akunyelo, they will want to churn her neck, he will say, no, I will no more work in this government. I resign. She resigned. So that is not only only because of the corrupt money they are getting. Because of that, they cannot resign. But Akunyelo resigned, said, no, I cannot serve in this government. So that is, to get that kind of people in that evil country is not possible. You see, look at this criminal Musa. Go to every single barrack. Go to every single barrack in Nigeria. You will pity those people. Go to every single army barrack. Go to every single police barrack. You will cry. You will cry. They are living like there is no gutter. They are living like people. They are living like people. They are living like more than people that is under the bridge. I'm telling you the fact. They are living more than people that are living under the bridge. There is no singleness. If you see the kind of toilet these people will be used, if you see the bedroom, if you see anything that is in police barrack and army barrack, you will not believe that that is the Nigerians that are spending billions. And all the whole people they recruit. If you enter their house, you cannot eat. If you enter the barrack, you cannot eat. Everywhere you will be smelling like even the pig business is more better than Nigerian military barrack and the police barrack. You cannot believe it. And that's why some people when they come, they will tell you, say they grow in barrack. When somebody tell you that he grew in barrack, it shows you that the barrack of Nigerian police barrack and army barrack are where the lowest level of life in anything, both moral, both anything that you can talk of bad is what you find in barrack of police and this thing. I'm telling you the fact. So that is why when they refuse the visa, they will come out and start talking to the world. People don't know, but my problem with the Westerners is they know all this truth and they are still playing games with them, just like Finland. They know you more than you know yours. They know all those things. They know all these facts, but they're not using it to force the country to change. As Biafra is talking now, why they not use all this partner and push the federal government to go into discussion with Nigeria? Instead, they will give some of them visa. They will still come and change billions and come to their land and spend it. So for Canada to refuse them visa, he must know that the indictment in ICC is real. So he will one day be arrested somewhere in a foreign land. You should not think that this visa is a very big signal. Maybe Canada doesn't want him to be the land to arrest him for the ICC. So that is the point. So I think that is my little point for now. So as we watch, then I can always make my contributions. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much for that contribution, my beloved brother. I appreciate you. And let's hear them more.
Hot topic this evening, Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome. Forgive and forget. Emma Binoida MTN apologizes to customers over 200% data price increase. added additional 4-point-something trillion naira to the budget. Now, let's take a look at some explanations. The chairman of the Appropriation Committee, Abubakar Bichi, has attributed the 700 billion naira increase to the 2024 budget. That is, they added an increment aside the ones that were, just so you know. They added it to the withdrawal of U.S. health supports and the need to fund critical infrastructure projects across Nigeria. But U.S. has said that they have added Nigeria now to the health supports now. But that ain't Abi. They listed a few countries. They removed South Africa. They listed other countries that they can support. And Nigeria was part of it. Now, Bichi in a statement explained that the United States government recently halted its health assistance to several countries, including Nigeria, prompting the government to allocate additional resources to the health sector. Well, let me have you jumping on that, Barrister Darlington.
I am disappointed that the letter brought us back. I am really disappointed. Maybe don't.
This is something that is coming up that most of us do not know about. Nigeria was removed among the countries that will be getting aid for health and whatever. And for one reason or the other, the US government reconsidered again and put them back. And some people are rejoicing. And I know that this very government, I don't know why the West will continue to play into the hand of this terrorist government. For every help they give to Nigeria, it is going to the terrorists. The Zoological Republic has enough wealth to take care of its health and everything. But all this money that they are being given, they are using it to sponsor terrorists. I don't know when US is going to learn their lesson. Just as Trump is seeing the revelations making. When Trump is making the regulation of how the US government is sponsoring some terrorist organizations, including Hamas, the US government giving money to terrorist organizations, including Hamas, under the Democrats. All this investigation we are done, and the US have stopped all those. Donald Trump has stopped all those. Donald Trump should also know that the money he is giving to Nigerian government as aid today for the health or whatever, that money is going to terrorists. There is no need bringing it back. As he has removed it, let him remove it permanently. Remove it permanently. Any aid you are giving to Nigeria is going to the terrorists. Donald Trump, stop all those pity party you are making now. The same way you are investigating the US government, and you saw that US government is sponsoring terrorist organization in the name of aid. That is the same thing Nigerian government is doing with the money you are sending to them. That money you have given back to them, they are still going to use it to sponsor terrorists. And let us hear what they have to say in their studio.
Now, Trump, I don't know. Let me watch whether he will not change his mind.
Or maybe he's ending. Well, you know, they are recalling their staff. Okay, at first he brought back, and I think later he now recalled all US aid staff.
Exactly,
so
because the staffs went to court to challenge the relief of the appointment also. They went to court in the US to challenge what Donald Trump have done. You know, so, but I don't like it when they have included Nigeria in the what do you call now, medical support or whatever. I don't like it. They should have withdrawn it.
Mr. Darlington, are you aware that people who have some severe ailments like HIV may die because of inability to afford those medications?
Please, precious.
Sir?
They say who goes are borrowing, goes are sorrowing. When you're a beggarly nation, you will never have respect. US should withdraw this aid so that we can be our own man. We have all the resources to. In fact, one person, the money in the pocket of one politician in Nigeria can fund that. Is that not true? These people that have stolen billions and billions out of us, that money they are holding somewhere, it can fund this thing now. Precious, are you not ashamed that some countries are aiding you at this age, 64 years, independent nation? You are still depending on somebody to help you do certain things. I mean, look at it yourself. Is it that Nigeria does not have the resources, or God did not bless us? Please let them withdraw this so that we can look inward, so that people can now know that yes, we don't have a Father Christmas somewhere. Even giving us a loan, they should stop giving us loan. I'm not joking. All this borrowing up and down, it should stop. So that Nigeria can look in ways. People should now stop stealing money. Is it not because you have enough? That's why when they steal money, don't bother. You say they should go and enjoy their loot. That's what we are doing now. But if there's no money, you will make sure you collect that money back. You are sure that somebody is going to fund you. That's why you don't bother. When you get money, you just share it and everybody will go and dump it somewhere in the foreign land. No, Donald Trump, you must change your mind, though. You must change your mind. Remove Nigeria from that your largesse or your Father Christmas. We don't need it. We don't need it. I'm not joking. We don't need it, though. What are you saying? At 64 years, going to 65, we are still borrowing money up and down. With all that God has blessed us.
All right, Barrister Darlington, let's move to other issues.
No, it's
quickly.
not fair. It's not fair.
Okay.
There are people that need it. Nigeria don't need it. If we need it, you cannot allow individuals. Precious, I told you here, from what you have heard and what you have seen, some individuals are even more richer than Nigeria. Where did they get the money? That 64 or $60 billion that somebody done. It's only not here that we talked about $60 billion oil money. Look at what they are talking about. And nobody has bothered to say, this money, look, we must get it. Mr. A will come, he will steal his own and go. Mr. B will come and steal his own and go. Then foreigners, because they have managed their resources, they were able to give you, out of the one they have managed and saved, though, they now give you and you are happy. And you call yourself a human being? The people that are giving you money, how did they make it? Is it not because of prudent management that they were able to save money in order to save you? And then the one you have, you are now... In fact, Precious, sir? There are things you don't need to discuss, seriously. Personally, it annoys me. It annoys me.
Sorry, sir. So let's move to the next conversation, sir. So Pro-North Socio-Political Organization, Arawa Consultative Forum, and some prominent voices from the northern region of the country.
This issue of giving Nigeria aid, I don't know why Donald Trump is misunderstanding the issue of Nigeria here. This medical aid or whatever the name they give it is not going to anybody. It is going to the terrorists. And anybody that is close to Donald Trump or hearing him should know and tell him that Nigeria deserves no aid from anybody, not even borrowing. Go ahead, my brother Greg. I can hear you trying to speak there.
You know, the point there is it takes I don't know what it takes them to understand. I mean, like America and others to giving them aids. For example, you get the medical aid. I think that medical aid is what they call it.
Yeah, medical aid.
So these medical aids in every villages. Because when we are talking, we'll be talking about our own side where we came from. We don't know about the north. Maybe any aid they are getting, they are sending it to the north. Because just like when they borrow money, they use it in the north. Just like free education, then no one is getting to the south. So I don't know how many times somebody is sick and he went to hospital and he got a free treatment in the eastern side. I don't know. So in any capacity, no matter what, except this evil this thing they normally give to people, that when they give some of them, they will die. The one that will come from
crazy immunization.
Yeah. So, but this medical aids that America is giving to them, the America is giving them the medical aids, and the money they're using is on themselves, on the president, the governors, and the rest of the cabinets. When they are sick, they will go to abroad and treat themselves. That is so the aids America is giving to them, they are using this on themselves, them that are the men on top. So the Western world is supposed to know that the aids they're sending are not going to any poor people in the rural areas. But it is just like the COVID-19 this thing that they used on themselves. Some governors use people and pack it for campaign before the people before the riots, and people went to the store and break those stores and took all those palliative that they installed that they're supposed to give to the poor people. Instead, the thing that the world brought, they pack it, and so that during the election they will start using it as a campaign gift. That is the kind of I don't know why the West not know all those things. I believe they know them because the embassies know, but the only problem is some of the embassies that they are corrupt. So any person who sends that kind of money to Nigeria it doesn't get to the poor people. It doesn't go to rural areas. Where those money supposed to go and those medications supposed to go, those things are not going those places. How many poor schools have gotten those things? Look at those ones that are having school in the normally show on the television. A school without roof. When the rain is falling, the children are wet. In those and in the lake, in some lakes or in some rivers, when rain falls, the children cannot go. There is no way they will stand on top of this thing. So these are the kind of aids that the Western world will come down themselves and use their maybe they employ the contractor come there and build those things for those children, people so that those will get to the poor people. But if you are giving it aids and you send it to the Nigerian government, they will use that money and they will not get to the poor people. The governors, the senators, the House of Assemblies, the president, and all their ministers will use that money and they will not get to the poor people. They will share it, they will use it and pay their children's school fees abroad. So that is because they don't have conscience. That are the things they do. So any person giving an aid, that person is not helping the poor Nigerians. And they should stop. If they want the poor people to get well, let them come and tell Nigeria to have discussion on the table to how to rule Nigeria. If Nigeria should remain one or if Nigeria should be separate and people should govern themselves. That is the only way the things will get to the poor people. That is my take on this now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that very contribution. I appreciate that. Akonye, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let's hear from you, Akonye.
Yes, good morning, Uncle Cook.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to Uncle Greg. All are welcome. Thank you, my brother, for your wonderful work, your effort and input to our dear government and our country. You are doing a great job. And God will continue to bless you and give you wisdom, more wisdom. Continue on this trajectory that you are moving. Thank you very much. So there are things that I want to speak on this morning. That is not the topic we are discussing. I saw on news this morning from the handle of our government, whereby the logos and the accounts of every department is online. I picked it from your platform. So it's a welcome development. It then means that the government is listening to us. They are doing what we clamor for every day. So and we keep doing the needful by pointing out to the areas that each and every one of us thought it is necessary for us to make a difference. Because the Biafra we are talking of is a country that is not going to be different from other countries on the essence of territorial integrity. But the difference and the main reason why we are pushing to be left alone is for us to set example and set a precedent that anyone that will be worthy of emulation and copying from other African countries. So therefore, I'm pleading with the government that what they are doing is fine, but they should put every of their resources and effort on ensuring that those institutions work independently and also encourage checks and balance, that they will work within themselves and as well copy from others. That we should not do things like Nigeria, whereby the executive, the judiciary are under the executive, the parliament, all of them are under the executive. None is working on its own, so that they will encourage the checks and balance in the government. As we see the Department of Defense, they should work, make sure they stand firm, work as a Department of Defense. We saw Department of Homeland Security, they should work. They shouldn't be doing like Nigeria. That is another way that will win Nigeria. Now, coming to what you talked about, Mr. Canada denying visa, it then shows that what we are doing, all this gathering every morning on your program, and we air our view, we air our grievances about Nigeria, we do exposition on what is going on in Nigeria, it then means it's bearing fruit. Because like on before now, we've not seen a country that denied any of the official visa and they came on their news very loud. No,
yes,
they would do it. They are current Attorney General of the Federation. US denied that visa when after the judgment that brings Hope Uzodinma from 4th to number 1. US denied it, but it wasn't loud like this. Nobody heard of it, except the people that are keen with their news. So, but this one is loud because Biafra have achieved a point of making Nigeria to be on the radar of every country in the world. So it then means that we are making a step. Because during when the saga between Benin and our sister in Canada, that whether Sambag is her name.
yes.
So many people thought that what our PM did then through the platform of Bridge, that he did not register any print. He registered print because all the files that were sent to Canadian government, I hope the people that sent the documents, they made sure they stated so many things there. And ever since then, Canada and other countries have put Nigeria on a map. They are marking Nigeria. So I'm also saying that we Biafrans, we should know that whatever we are doing is registering mark. We are making moves. Because without all this effort, all this our input every day, Canada might not decide to deny visa. Because denying visa, if you say Nigeria is a working entity, is a slap on the face of whosoever call himself a Nigerian. Though we are indirectly a Nigerian today, because we have not gained our independence, we still call through their satellite. I'm talking to you through their satellite. Whatever we are doing today, we are still doing it under some of their help. But if they say it is a country that is working, and we are not seeking for us to be on our own, it's a slap on the face of that country. But they are politicizing it. They are making it look as a joke, just as the video you played. They are making it look, they are using it to catch crews but they did not know what it means for their chief of defense staff of a country to be denied a visa. Not that he's going there for holidaying or work leave.
Official assignment.
Official assignment that Canada organized, and they called on them to come. So it's a slap on Nigerian face, but it is a plus to with the Biafrans. What it means is that we should sit up and work more on this trajectory that we are moving. We should sit more and do more of our paperwork. That US man that talks to us during the declaration, he said this. That is why somebody like me, it pains me when I see the people that put themselves forward, that they are fighting for Biafra, and all they do very well is to be going along with propaganda, moving along with emotion, because it is emotion that begets hate. It is emotion that even entices and induces corruption. It is when you move with emotion, when you choose not to move with facts, something that comes emotionally, are you able to analyze that thing, pick out the fact in whatever the thing is coming up with, and be able to make your stand? That is why many people are messing themselves up. Had it been that the group of Ogin Kere and his followers read through the line of the effort of Simon, all the things that Simon preached, all the things we had, all the things we see, and chose to resolve this fracas that they brought out to the public internally, the whole of Biafra would not know that such a thing is in play. You did not like Ngozi. You did not like a woman to lead you. I thought that they're supposed to put that in internally and agree. You come up with your facts. You come and say NgoziOrabueze. Where is the evidence that the woman is from Fulani? You have no evidence. But because of your emotion and hatred, you chose to wash your dirty linen on the public and disgrace yourself and try to restart our movement. If not that the woman is somebody that God blessed with a super wisdom. Because most of the times I will sit back by myself, I will just like, there are times that I will be very angry, and I will boil within my spirit. When I am calm, I will look at this woman, I will say, because if I am to be in her shoes, I would have taken maybe some drastic measure that will later make me a joke. But this woman, she condoned all the insults, and she keep on making moves that we are seeing the results. Because for Canada to deny the visa, Nigeria will paint it as the life. Their Iraq, their payroll, the backroad Iraq that come to defend them on their conventional media, they will paint it as their life, as they like. But I must tell you people this morning, it is the work of Biafrans that is causing all this. It is the work, the imminent work of you people that is making Nigeria every day by day to even cause them to misfire and as well disgrace themselves on the international stage. More praise to the elbow of each and every one of you. Thank you for the work that you are doing. I thank our COS. It should continue. It should continue. And I pray for Spirit of God that surpasses every understanding to be upon her. Guide her to make a guided statement as she's doing. She should continue to make more guided statements, make more guided moves and more guided actions. Because we are seeing the result. If we are not seeing the result, it then means that the person is blind. Because more woes will befall Nigeria. Canada, will I say Canada is acting as a proxy of America today? Trump has not finished setting up what he's trying to put up in America. when he finishes his own, I believe something will happen. But for us to keep on moving on this trajectory, what we need to do is to put ourselves in order. So I want to speak to the media. I keep on saying it every day, that our media should be more professional. Our media should be more professional. You are doing your best, you are doing your best, because virtually every information that you bring, anybody that has been following you, you discover that all the information you dish out are verified information. You do not run propaganda. Even if it is coming from the platform of Nigeria, it must be the one that everybody can verify that is from Nigeria. Any information that you do bring out to the public that is not generating, that you do not generate from maybe Nigeria or any other conventional media, I do see that it is a verified one, that you verified it before you bring it. See, for other people that is speaking for the United States of Biafra, we abide by this. It will make our media more professional. It will reduce the joke that people see us as. Anybody that wants to bring any information, when the information goes to your table, make sure you have a mechanism that you use to verify it. If it is not verifiable, don't bring the information out. Because we are no longer in agitation, as we may say, even though we are still agitating for recognition. But we are no longer wholly in agitation. We are no longer in agitation as it were before. We are now in national building. We are trying to set the examples that our nation, our newly born nation, will run on. So let everything we do now become more professional than before. Don't speak out of emotion again. Don't run propaganda that you want to use it to draw traffic and create the impression that we are fed up of Nigeria. No. Whatever we bring out to the public should be more constructed. Should be more constructed and more constructive now. We must bring that information that is educative. So that is what I will advise. And when they are done with the media that you told me that they are putting things together, when the media comes, all the head of all these departments that they listed out today, it is the work of a journalist or work of a media house to call on them from time to time. They should come and educate us what they are doing. That is what will make our country different from Nigeria. But if we leave the work alone to be only on our leader, as we did leave the work then on Mazi Simon alone, the love, because results attract love. Now, whenever our leader is being taken out, we will be left in disarray again. But when media comes, there should be a time table. The day that the department head of security will come, it will be at a town hall meeting. He will come there. Maybe the platform will hold him. He will be asked questions. The announcement will be made that is coming. No longer we are having Zoom meetings. It will be on that media, just as maybe they invite somebody on Arise television, come and tell us. He will come. The journalist will ask him questions within the time frame that he will be interviewed. He will tell us what he's doing, and whatever he's telling us will be a verified something that we are seeing. Not to tell us that we are doing it. You tell us that this is how far we have done this one, and this is what we want to do more. So let everything be more professional, because that is what the Western world will see. They will see the capability, the capacity that in us that we will be able to do a country. But if we continue to leave the work on one person alone, without making it known to everybody, that is why they will gather the courage of finding a means to get that one person. But when they see that the power, the work is now being developed among every head, that every head is up and running, will you tell me that it will be easy for them to arrest all of them at once? It will be possible. And each of the departments, let the head do, and let him give chance to the deputy to do, so that the work will be shared. Let the head, the senior and the deputy be active. That is the way I'm thinking that it will make our government to move more with speed, and we getting to our cultures and getting our homeland ready will be more achieved. So that is all I have to say on that this morning. So my brother, I thank you. The work you do, I thank you. I thank you. I pray for you people every day. I thank you people the way you conduct yourself. It is not shouting every day. I didn't come to shout today. But I want our government to continue, because the things we see today shows us that they are listening to us. And it encourages us to come more and air our views, air our own points and our beliefs. And I believe if our government continue like this, we will make a difference. We will not be like other African countries or be like Nigeria. I yield now for other stuff.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You have spoken well, and I appreciate your contribution that you just made. And on that line of thoughts that you brought, I think the government have already started on that very direction. At the very time that the members of the government, we have been appointed on different departments, we started that program, inviting head of department and their deputies to speak on the media. We started the program and we continued until we had some little technicalities that came on the way. Then we had to pause it to wait until when we put things in order, more especially our media, our central media network, and then we can be able to continue. We actually started it. We started it already, inviting heads of the department. We were doing it, head of the department and the deputies, and we are interrogating them. They were coming on different programs to come, but something came up, which most of us here watched. The attack on Twitter from our people who are trying to stop us. Then the attack on Twitter was so much. Most of the time when we come on Twitter to talk to bring out this project, there has to be disruption and obstruction. We have to log in and log out, go to one platform or the other, and the other comes. So that is why it was stopped for some times, and then I think it's going to resume again immediately. The network, the media of the government is fully established, which is going to happen in a few weeks. Once it is ready, we will resume that very program. It is a program that is in the heart of the government. The government already put it online, and we have started it already, but it was paused because of some technicalities. But it will be resumed again immediately after the full establishment of our media. Then we will be able to go on that direction again. So the whole government is working. It is good. Whatever idea that anybody has, whatever objections, whatever thing you notice, whatever observations, you bring it forward. The government is listening and they're hearing. If it is something that be implemented, it will be implemented. If it is one that has already been implemented, it will tell you. If it's on course coming, you will know. So it is right thing to do. The government is very busy. Just like when if you can remember, our Deputy Prime Minister, was it a few days ago, when she wrote on her Twitter handle, she said that she has gone to the FBI to make a report on this very man they denied visa now. This man they denied visa now. If you can remember, days ago, the Deputy Prime Minister went to the FBI to make a report on this man, on Tinubu and on Bianca Ono, for their terrorist activities and sponsoring of terrorists and the atrocities they are committing in Biafra land. And now this idiot was denied visa. So just as my brother said, they are listening, they are hearing us. And these things will begin to happen if we continue to mount pressure and speak on our various platforms and share information across the world. It is very important. It's very important. We are not sleeping, we are not relaxing. The government of Biafra will continue to do what they have to do. As you all know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is already fighting from the front. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before their own court, is delegitimizing them. I want everybody to always go back and watch that video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court. The delegitimization we are talking about, that we are supposed to carry out after declaration, which was what was agreed, one of the structure that was put in place by our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. I have played the video here where he made the speech on several occasions that we will embark on delegitimization of Nigerian government and legitimization of Biafran government immediately after the declaration of Biafra. That was what he said. And some of us have deviated from that, and they are doing the opposite. But when you look at that video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they come out from the court, you saw him in their own court delegitimizing them, delegitimizing the government in their court, delegitimizing their judiciary, delegitimizing those criminals, those idiots that call themselves leaders. In their own court, he was stating it in black and white. That is the delegitimization that every one of us is supposed to engage in, back him up and do our own part. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can be in there doing his own, you that is outside, what are you doing? Nothing. You that is outside, instead of you doing your own part, you think it's a joke. Instead of you doing your own part, you are busy attacking somebody who is doing something. When you know you have nothing to do, why don't you allow people who are working to work? I hope every one of us will learn our lesson. And this is another update that I saw that was posted. It says, let me read what is written here. It says, a Nigerian woman who was denied asylum in Britain 8 times has finally been granted the right to stay after deliberately joining the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. This woman was denied visa 8 good times. She was seeking for asylum. They denied her 8 times until she turned around and went and joined IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And then she was granted asylum. You see, that is why we say the Zoological Republic, even the British themselves know the evil they are doing. The whole world know the atrocities of Nigerian government. They know. They know. But for their own selfish interests, they will not do anything. Instead of British to do something, what they will do is to give you asylum to come to their home and stay. Remember when they opened their consulate in Enugu? After so many years of independence, only a few years ago, they went and made an announcement and said they want to open consulate in Enugu. And our Prime Minister came out and said, then go to hell with your consulate. We don't need it. We do not want any consulate in Enugu. Because what they are trying to do is to open up a gateway for every youth and people that have brain, well-meaning and responsible people to leave the country for them. To leave the country for them. That is what they are trying to do. You see, somebody who has been looking for asylum for 8 good years, and now she went to apply as a member of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. Then she was granted asylum. What did I tell you? That should ring a bell in your ear. But it is unfortunate that so many of us that are living abroad, they do not want to talk about this freedom. The only time they talk about our freedom is to get asylum to stay abroad. So many of us. There are some people today that are speaking about Biafra because they were given asylum. But it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. That place is not your life. No matter the asylum they give you, you are not free. That is another second class, another grade of slavery. That asylum is another grade of slavery they want to give you. Another grade of slavery. And this is what the British can offer you. When they came and they announced that they want to open a consulate in Enugu, every one of you saw it. Maybe you have forgotten. Some of you have forgotten. You know, some of us, we forget so easily. They say they want to open their British consulate in Enugu. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon, come on board and said, we do not want it. Go to hell with your idiotic whatever. The same thing was what they did. This same thing was what they did when Mazi Naneka was around. While we were talking about our freedom, talking about self-determination, the British went again and announced asylum for all the people who are aggrieved, mainly the members of IPOB. Members of IPOB, they were all granted asylum. They announced it, and Mazi Naneka said, we do not want your asylum. What we want is self-determination. We want our own country. That is what we want. That is what we're pursuing, and that is what we continue to pursue. But they use this, their another level of slavery, to take away the mind of our people for fighting for their freedom. And some of us are falling for it. You see many of our brothers today living in Europe. When you talk about this very restoration of Biafra, tell them to join the United States of Biafra in this freedom fighting. They will not. They will not. But whenever they need the papers, they need asylum, they will now come. They will now come and attach. And remember, the only organization today that is going to approve that your asylum is the United States of Biafra. Even while Mazi Simon was here, they were writing, countries were writing Briggy. When you go in any country and you apply for asylum, they are going to write to United States of Biafra. That is the body that the whole world knows today that is fighting. If you go and apply as an indigenous person of Biafra, every one of us, we are indigenous people of Biafra. But the only government recognized today in the world standing for the Biafran people is the United States of Biafra. And when you go for that asylum, they are definitely going to write to inquire, just like they were doing. Mazi Simon, one of his programs, said it. That countries are writing to Briggy then to make inquiries about people who are seeking for asylum in the name of IPOB, in the name of the indigenous people of Biafra. This is another class of slavery that we must not accept. They know our value. They know what we are facing. They know our challenges. They know the problem. Even the British know that it's a problem. But they want to keep us enslaved. Now they want to upgrade the slavery by asylum. They tried this when Mazi Naneka said it to them in black and white. He said, we don't need your asylum. They came again during the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa. And he said, we don't need your consulate in Enugu. Take it to Kano, to Sokoto.
Yeah.
Take it there. We don't want it. But it's unfortunate our people, they don't care about their freedom until when they need this asylum, they will go there. It is a shame. Go ahead, my beloved brother Greg, say something so that I'll proceed.
Yeah, just to support what you're saying. No, during the time of Mazi, kind of British people, they write something that if you are coming from the southeast or whatever,
yes,
instead of you to join fighting for Biafra in Nigeria, you should apply for work, visa for work in Nigeria, so that with all your certificate, with all your documents and everything, so that they can give you work in Britain. So Mazi Naneka tell them that that's not what we want. What we want is freedom. Because what they want to do, well, that's what the system they wanted to do, those people that graduated from universities, they just want to use system and pick the best brains in Igbo land that time and tell them they're giving them work and bring them to Britain. You know, British people are very cunning people. When Mazi Naneka tell them, no, that's not, we are not looking for asylum or this thing, give us Biafra so that we can build our own land.
Simple.
They just want to use system and tell you if you're a graduate, if you are this, if you are that, if you are, instead of you to join Biafra, just apply for work in Britain, we can give you a work in Britain. So what they wanted to do at that time is just to, all the whole people that came out from universities, those ones that will get first class and everything, They will use system, and not that you go to Britain embassy there, they will just give you visa. No, when you come, if you come and if you did economies and they will get first class, they will set the exam there for you. When you write it and you pass, they will give you visa and bring you to Britain and give you visa and start coming working in Britain. So that is their system. That's what they wanted to do. So they wanted to pick all the best brain, knowing fully when those best brain, when they come back, they will not go back. And they will left the dumb ones for you there. And those dumb ones will enter into kidnapping and ravaging the land. So that is the way the British people operate. Coming the people who have entered already and they are looking for they made asylum and they want to they don't want to be deported. So some of them, when you ask them to join what we are doing, they will be because they will be contribute $5, $10 or whatever into the. They will run away. They will not want to come because when they come in, they will ask them to put something. But when they have problems, they will start calling, coming to the Biafrans here and yeah, to have a problem. You know, there was one guy. The guy was a very good guy, but that was during the time of IPOB and all those stuff. When they don't have, there was no solid foundation. There was no solid this thing for people that made asylum. You know, some of them were deported even when they joined IPOB. But because the IPOB, before they will give you later, they will charge. I think they were asking some of them a very big amount of money that time to contribute or whatever. So, and some of them were deported because they did not give them the authentic backing they're supposed to give to them. So some of them were deported. So like this woman now, I think I can say she's lucky because maybe she had been in IPOB before this, before they have been all this while they have been denying her visa, or maybe she joined IPOB. So yeah, join IPOB, not that it's you know, because they write this IPOB here, it might not be real IPOB, it might be what we are doing now that is giving him.
Of course, it is what we are doing. Not so, when they write IPOB, it is you know, it is we. Biafra. They just use IPOB.
It's Biafra problem. Yeah, yes.
So what they wrote is that the woman has applied for asylum for 8 good times. And they rejected her until she now went and enjoyed what we are doing. When she joined as a Biafra agitator, now they grant her that very asylum.
You know the reason? The reason why is she must have been she must have presented herself as a Biafran without joining or without this letter, all this authentic backing. Yes. So until when they have been rejecting all this while, because of what we are doing, maybe she must have gotten the pre-government backing. Exactly. With the documents and ID card and all those to prove indeed that she is a Biafran and she's indeed having a problem really. So the government must have backed her for her to have this opportunity.
You know, some people have forgotten, sorry to say, some people have forgotten. Remember, there is a time our Prime Minister announced it, that anybody is seeking asylum, we have a department that is handling that. All you need to do, you don't pay any money. You just apply. Give your documents and state the country where you are and your name and every information. Then the government by themselves will now write to that country and to the immigration on your asylum. It was announced.
Yeah. But in those kind of IPOB, nobody write anything. They will tell you, IPOB will tell you that they have lawyer pay so and so money. The way you pay that money, the money will not even get to the lawyer, or maybe the lawyer will not even write anything. At the end of the day, they will deport that person because the people who are organizing it don't even know the law or how those things are supposed to be handled. So, but because the PM knows about immigration law, and that is why he's handling it the way it's supposed to be, you know, and the government will look into it because he will know what it takes for somebody to get documents in a foreign land. It's not just IPO, you know, just for saying sake or just letterheading, the right letter. That's not good enough. So that is the thing. Yeah. You know. Yeah. It's yesterday there's something I wanted to speak concerning this thing, concerning the so-called ICC in the government that was banned. You know, they released the voting this thing yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
It was released yesterday, and because many people didn't know what happened. Like I watched one.
Can get the video. Go ahead.
I watched one guy yesterday in his program. The guy is in Nigeria. So when he was acquiring Dr. NgoziOrabueze, the program the guy made. So I watched that program. He was saying that Dr. NgoziOrabueze had problem with he will have a problem with ICC. He had problem with the military. He had problem with the people in the government. That you know. I watched it about 2-3 days ago before this very information came out yesterday. So when this information came out, you know, that is why, you know, it's good. I'm just saying it. That's my purpose of bringing this topic this morning is this. You know, the purpose of keeping, I'm just saying my mind. I'm not in government or anything, but I'm just saying my mind. The purpose of recording some of those meetings. You know, there was a time we were having problem in our German this thing here. So I told him that in this Zoom meeting, the meeting is supposed to be every time record. They're supposed to record it. And when they record it, they're supposed to send it to the PM and the government in the higher authority. So that some of the time, when the problem come out from here, before the PM will handle any problem, he will have opportunity to go to the meeting of the German group or British or France group or British group. So he will go through the meeting they have, any meeting they had in their group, about 2 or 3 meetings. He will take his opportunity, his time, and watch some of those meetings, and he will see some of contributions of the people in that meeting and how those meetings was handled. So from there, they will start finding out the problem. So it's spontaneity to the here. Even when there was problem in here, when at that time the PM was still here. So when he sent our DPM to come to Germany to handle the case, I referred that case. I said, let them go and watch some of those meetings. From there, they will know who is honest and who is not honest. So the purpose of some of the meetings they are having in the cabinet is if there is any kind of matter, like this kind of matter, now where they are lying and confusing the public.
Yes.
Confusing the public. Some part of those meetings supposed to be released so that the people will know the truth. Because when you say our meeting is confidential, yes, the meeting is confidential, but there's some aspects that the public will know to know exactly what is happening or what had happened. So from there, they will start gathering the truth. Like this particular one now, you know, a lot of people didn't believe even that there was a meeting before the convention in Finland that nullified those group as a committee. And some people, as a CRDC. And one thing again is, just like people like this Ogun Kerry. Ogun Kerry might be my own level of education. He don't have the opportunity to be all that high educated. But when you people like those people that call themselves professors, who are in this cabinet know what a committee mean. It's just like 2023 when they had a finance convention, the first convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was among the people that handled the committee that welcomed the PM and organized the Finland this thing in Germany here. I was among the people that handled it. After that convention, it was dissolved.
Simple.
Nobody after that convention, after that our PM visit and that convention, the whole thing, it was automatic dissolved. Nobody will be coming talking about it. It's just like if something happened in many of us who are among those committee will go and have a meeting and say we are removing the person who is in charge of this ceremony as a liaison office, which makes no sense. So when they talk about this committee, a lot of people don't even know what a committee mean and their level, or what they can do and what they cannot do. So a committee is after achieving that aim of that committee at that particular time. That committee is automatically most of the time dissolved. So, but I was surprised when some people who are professors that are among that committee, they use them to do election.
The committee, their own committee now becomes stronger than the cabinet.
Becomes stronger than the cabinet that is working for the government.
That is working for the government.
That is what I don't understand. And there's somebody who calls himself a lobbyist, a lawyer. No, those things. They know those things and uphold it. That is why I used to tell you, just like we are talking about the Musa, whatever they call him, Mustafa, whatever, that Canada denied visa. The Western world know the truth, but they will be pretending. That is what my reason again to hate more, to hate this lobbyist who is talking about, who is writing rubbish and talking rubbish. That people are committee, and that committee was dissolved before the convention. So under which platform are those people coming to conduct an election that will bring Ogenkere as an acting PM? They know that they were acting under a fussy false foundation that doesn't exist. So when this tape was released yesterday, I was saying our deputy prime minister, she's wasting much time. You don't need to allow things to get rotten before you release a tape like this. It's not good. So the idea is the best. When they lie and there's a proof to do it, you release it. People will see it. That is the fact. So because the more you allow it, the more you destroy a lot of things. You don't give chance to a lie, to any kind of lie at all to fly. Because when you give that, it will destroy a lot of things. Many people will die because of it. So that is my because maybe if some people must have understand what happened, so I wouldn't have even in the Biafra, I wouldn't have even joined them, because they will find out the truth that these people were dissolved before the election, and people who know what committee is all about, they will not join them. It's just like when they come, they lie that against the DPMDrNgoziOrabueze against the military, that is showing another army that it doesn't recognize Butuzo. That Butuzo is the commander. But in 1 second time, Butuzo is not even a commander. Butuzo is like a chief of armed staff, just like this Mustafa. You cannot be calling Mustafa now a commander. No, commander is people, someone who is commanding a group who will go and face one part of this thing.
Exactly.
But when, yeah, but what is Mustafa? Mustafa is overall. That's why they call him chief of army, armed staff. So every military, every commander is under him, and that was what Butuzo was supposed to be. So Butuzo can only work with the Minister for Defense and Dr. DPMDrNgoziOrabueze with some other cabinet if they want to have a security something. If they have a security meeting, maybe some commanders will be invited into that meeting of security. But when they were talking, commander, then the people don't even know what the commander mean. So the man there as a general, let's assuming that they have 40 states. So what Buduza is, there is he is the chief for all those 40 commander states. That's what he's supposed to be.
Even that title has not been given to anybody. If you want to assume such title, it will be a decision that will come from the government.
For the government,
with the consultation of the chief defense minister. Every one of them will be involved in the decision, and the person will choose it. It will be announced. For now, what we have are commanders on the ground. Until it's been announced by the government. When the government decided to choose the chief of army staff, then we will know that we have the chief of army staff. Why don't we have patience and wait?
So that is terrible. So my message to the government is some of the information are not supposed to be kept. Those information are being kept in case of anything to prove that this is what happened. That is why they keep it in their record. So no need of waiting until things get more bad before it can be released. So that is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you for that suggestion. But on that suggestion, I think the deputy prime minister had a reason why she, in this Biafran government, there is a way things function. People operate on their levels and the way they feel things are going to be nice. And when you see it, the people who we are dealing with, we are just on competition. We are trying to compete and make a competition. But our deputy prime minister was not seeing any competition with them. She wasn't in the competition with them. She has always said it on her program. She wasn't in a competition with them. And I believe why she has even brought that out now, because it's supposed to be the documents of the government. Why she brought it out now is because it has been made official that Briggy has been dissolved. This very video now is to back up that very dissolving of Briggy government. So for those who will say Briggy did this and Briggy did that, now she wants to clear that very thing completely out of the way. Completely out of the way. Now she brought out that very video, which I'm going to play now. Maybe before we end the program, I will play so that people can listen. And when we were saying it that time, in this meeting, I attended the meeting, I was there. When we were talking about it online, people thought that maybe you come out and you make up word and you say something, or maybe you are just trying to make up word to just be relevant, or maybe you are trying to convince them. But it was something that was done before that very convention. This meeting was called. And most of these people were invited in the meeting, they didn't come. Some of them that came, they came there to insult the deputy prime minister, and when they shouted and they ran away. And that very vote that was casted on that day, and everybody saw the result of the vote. It is sad how our people behave, but I thank God that finally today the battle has been won completely, and every crooked road will be made straight. My brother Akonye Wetere, go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear you.
Okay, Uncle Chooks. In response to the video, I want to state my own mind.
Go ahead.
Let me borrow words from Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan used to say, we that do enter his program, he used to say that whatever that happens to Briggy, since we are able to declare Biafra and switched from Briggy to USB, that we should let Briggy rest. But letting Briggy rest, to my own belief, does not mean that whenever something is going wrong and people need proof, people need a substantial evidence, that we should not go in the archive of Briggy to get some clarifying information to clarify something. And we will not use because of somebody's mistake. Let me be more specific. Your dad that gave birth to you could not make it in life. You now own up to that irresponsibility and say that even if I did not make it, has anybody been able to make it in my family? We will not use because of the irresponsibility of those groups that decided to make their decisions without balance. Because what they did, they dealt a big blow on the entirety, and they're still sending that blow up to today on the entirety of the people that call themselves the Biafran, which they feel they are fighting for. In a nation, there's what they call classified information. And I believe that it is an offense when somebody brings what is called classified information outside when it is not necessary. What they did barely 48 hours of the conclusion of the convention that bettered the USB is bad. It's very bad. I myself, back then, I was still a subscriber to virtually all their platforms, Biafra, Sonia Power, and every one of them. Wi-Fi Vision, Orbit Chicago. So when the YouTube notified me there's meeting, I came out. I logged into either one or any of them platform. I logged into it. And what they were saying, I was pissed off that day. I said, why again? Why is our people not learning from the past? Why is our people letting history repeat itself every time? And for people that are not keenly following the struggle, their mind choked. Some sit back, they stand back and say that this is a joke. But some of us followed because it was that meeting that even made me to go and buy a new phone. Because my former phone, I don't know why, it does not allow me enter any platform. So I now bought a new phone so that I'll be able to participate as I am doing now. So it brought everybody to start talking. And all this information that they are calling that Ngozi is releasing confidential information or classified information, do they care on that one they did that day? The moment they came online that day, without settling their internal ranking, and chose to make Biafrans to feel biased, that is the day they lose that relevance, they lose that reckoning. So, and looking at how Ngozi, our DPM, is piloting this affair, you will see that something came upon that woman. Because women are known to be people that are not good in managing words, though not all of them. But Ngozi fall on that category of people that manage their words. He fall on that category of leader. Osadebe sere na ọ na-agba arụcha ọgụ nwoke nwaanyị nwere akụkọ. O wee sị na agbanụ ụwa anyị nọ n'ime ya taa na ọ dịzikwa ụmụ nwoke na ụmụ nwaanyị rụcha azụ ọgụ nwoke nwere akụkọ. Ihe bụ ihe ụmụ nwaanyị kwesịrị ime ka oge nkere ha mepere. Now, Nnamdi said, ụzọ ọbụla ihe esi nweta Biafra, go ahead. It's just like being a prophet that he is. It's as if he knew that he's staying on the forefront, as in being free man on the forefront, is about to come to an end. He made those prophecies and he gave birth to Simon. Now, this our struggle. Some people attributed this to relay race. that you run with the baton. When you are becoming tired, you pass the baton to another person so that the person will carry it on. And when you look at that sprint race, you see that the people you pass the baton on are being sprinted. Even if you are becoming tired, you must run till you get to that next person where the person is being situated so that the person will take the baton from you. But now when you come to this struggle, you will see it as that it's not even up to, because even though some people will say that Simon would have declared before, we pray that if to say Nigerian law, they would have let the declaration come on, the dissolution of the cabinet before he would be arrested. My brother, even if Simon declared that, premier that declaration and dissolve the cabinet, immediately they lay hand on him, all this catamotion we are seeing will still come up.
Of course it will.
Because people have grouped themselves. That's what they call group bias. People have grouped their thinking.
Already.
That is why I always emphasize on your program, not I want to denigrate anybody or make anybody look stupid. And that is the major problem we are having. We call ourselves educated people, but emotions still rule over us. Group bias thinking still rule over us. When you are induced, you are being brought over. That does not make us a nationalistic somebody. Because if all those groups are nationalistic enough, they were supposed not to come outside that day. Because the picture that Briggy painted a picture of a perfect institution, even though there's nothing like perfect institution. But that act alone they did that day, they displayed that day, gave power to the people that have been sitting on the fence mocking Briggy. And what they continue to do till today now justify what the stance of those people. So, but still, our DPM did not let ourselves be pushed. But we know what is called elasticity. When you are being stretched to point of no return, is either you cut or you slip out of the grip, and the person that hold the grip will not feel the pain. Rather, the person that is in the other side, because if it is a band, if it is a rubber band, when it returns, anybody miss on the way will collect. So all these things that our DPM is bringing out is for clarity's sake. And if all of them knows that our target is to actualize Biafra, you will know that you are now, whenever you have the opportunity of being on the face of the public, you will know that you are now a celebrity, you are now a public person. You now censor your weddings, the things you say. You censor it out, because whatever you say, whatever you speak, whatever you utter, comes with two missions. Is either to make or to mar. So, and when you now censor your word, those things that you say, those things you utter, you now check the advantages on both missions. If the advantage on the marring side of it will be bad, you withdraw it. It's either you choose not to speak, you re-strategize, you call on the people you see they are doing this. But most of the people that are in this struggle, they do not care. They will just speak whatever they want to speak. And those utterances tends to make the struggle a caricature, a joke. But we're not joking, because we are seeing the result. If anybody that will come and beat his chest and say, someone did not do anything, the person is a joker, because the evidences are everywhere. The people that speak against Simon, they are mute today. Some of them that are being brought over by evil, they speak from both sides of their mouth. So that shows that Simon tried. And that is the reason why we always deem it necessary to come to your platform. We are not trying to impose, I'm not trying to impose my opinion on anybody. but I'm only bringing it as a suggestion. And I buy into your idea that let us start building a strong institution. The point that my uncle raised now is a very good point. Whenever any Lysan people or any country is doing their meeting, that all these are laws that will be passed, record the message, send it to the leader, the person at the helm of affairs at that time, so that the person will be what? Acquainted with the day-to-day happenings of his what? Followers. So that whenever issue come up, if it would request the person to go back so that he will give a perfect judgment, the person will go and look to it. There are so many things that Briggy did not do right. What is the main reason of changing president, of changing leader? The leader that is coming will campaign on the weaknesses of the current one. It is only in Nigeria that leaders will campaign on the weakness of the current leadership. When they come, they will now, instead of them to take up the responsibility of their manifesto, the things they campaigned on, they will now start doing blame game. We would have gone far, we would have reached Oshodi, if not because the past governor did not repair your Baja. What you will do is repair the Baja that the past governor could not do, so that you will get to Oshodi on time. So that's why I'm telling the government, let them, anybody that is called to lead, when you come to the office, check what the person that was there before you did that warranted the government to sack the person, or what he did till his tenure elapsed that is not right, that made you vie for the office. Tackle those things. Otherwise, you will end up as the person that left the place before you ended up. So all the things that our leader Ojukwu could not do, that is what Owazige came to do. But along the line, as we will always say, he could not continue doing it that way. He was caught, it caught up with him. He's no longer on the struggle, making the struggle a relay race that we are talking of. Now, Nnamdi took it over. How did Nnamdi fail? Many people have said that he surrounded himself with the people that are poor, with the sycophants. Simon did mention of such things. He came up. Now, he did not fail, but to many people, it looks as if the movement failed, that he could not reach where he was supposed to reach. Quite fine. It is now, the ball is now on the court of Ngozi. She should look at those areas that her predecessor did not do it right. Tackle it. The only area that I would say, Simon did not do it right. And I will not judge him, because there are some people that he discovered that they are more. But due to the circumstances at hand, due to the redeclaration project that is very nearby, he could not make some changes. That is why he diplomatically stated that immediately after the declaration that they would dissolve the cabinet. As in, after the declaration that the cabinet will be dissolved without stating the time frame. And that is where those three musketeers laid hand on, that even if he said the cabinet will be dissolved, that he did not state out the time. Fine. That was a diplomatic way of attending to the issue. Because had it been that Simon said, okay, because of this, I sack you, because of this, I sack you, maybe it might result for him extending when the declaration will be. And if he extended it before Nigeria captured him, we would be in a big mess. But because of he know what is going on and he want to achieve where he's going, what he has stated that he wants to do. That is why he allowed them. Now we are still a fresher. This is a still new wine in a new keg. The wine will keep getting stronger. The keg will keep getting weak. So what the government will do now, do not allow the wine to get stronger and overpower you, whereby they should lay most emphasis on building the institution, making out laws that will make anybody coming to serve finding it very difficult to sabotage the movement. That is where I say everything that they are going to do, they've been doing, should be more professional, and they are moving on that trajectory. That is the only way to curb saboteurs, because condition makes people to change. In physics and big chemistry, they say there's only water that exists in all what shape. It can exist in gas, can exist in solid, can exist in the three of it as in liquid, solid, and gas. Why? If you put water inside the container and you reduce the temperature, it will freeze. If you put water in the container, if you bring the frozen water and put it on a room temperature, it will turn to liquid. If you hide the temperature, it will turn to gas. That is what that plays out in human being. You might bring somebody in, he's not all that rich, he has not seen 150 million before. All of a sudden, the position he is now brings him close to where he'll be seeing 150 million. He has no capacity of controlling that. He will now start devising means on how to get that 150 million. He will now study that organization. Is there any way that this organization will catch me tight, rubbish me, or put me in jail? If there's no any, the person will stay. And that's what's happening in Africa. All the institutions, none is working. You know that if I get this 150 million, I will use maybe 70 million to settle my way out, not to be indicted. I will live on the rest 80 million. When the person sees all those things, the person will go ahead and steal. If the institution now that is going to lead this our struggle onwards is now made in a way that if you dare do it, if it amounts to getting information down to the lowest of that person, that's why it will be good for this USB to do a proper profiling of anybody that will head any institution. Know that person to the ground. The people there should set the example. Let everybody know them to the even know all their people at homeland. And they will make it, they will swear a note that if you do, because when you provide your information to down to everybody, if they are not ready to do that, that means they are not ready to lead. Somebody will not come. Okay, until they wrote a memo through I've been waiting to COS. You say that your name is Azaya Anyogo. They swear you in as a acting prime minister with Azaya Anyogo alias Ogenkere. Now you are writing letter telling COS not to be using Briki. And on your signature column, you are putting Ogenkere. Who is fooling who?
Using his name, aka in official documents.
I don't know. So who is fooling who?
In our government, Prime Minister.
So my brother, all you behind them. Only about because onwe machari ihe mwale kwu na amachaho. But ihe dị n'ụwa bụ mmadụ wepụ bias nature. Oya mere ndị ala eme ndị nze n'ọzọ akaghị n'ire ike atụzi asị. Onye efu eziokwu kama ọ ga-ekwu ya ọkpachie. And the power nwere ka o si eme ndị ọcha sịrị na absolute power corrupt and power corrupt and absolute power corrupt absolutely. Onye baghana n'ọchịchị praises baghana ọ na-ewepụ mmadụ anya. All those incentives na-eso ọchịchị, those power ị ga-le ya ị generate be na-abụ PM that time ọ bata obi ala akpọtụte love. That's why I say no result breed love. Onye na-amaghị ihe anaghị bụ ihe of ihe ndị Igbo na-eme, but ọ baga ya ime because we tend towards result. Ịhafụ mmadụ si be nna ya pụọ ọ nọ na mba ofesi ma ebe ọ gara 10 years onye ga n'ụlọ ya ofu mbọsị o buru siren tụọ bụ ihe na-agbakasị onye ọbụla isi onye ọbụla chọsị ka ya bụrụ siren because ịma igbu ha na ego ahụ lọta onye kọburu gị ọnụ akwụsị ịkọ gị ọnụ. So those things na-aba ndị mmadụ isi. Ana iwọchi ya see Elon Musk. Does he work on convoy? Ndị nọ na US. Does Elon Musk move on convoy? But onye na-enweghị up to $100 million n'ebe a like ndị si money na water ife ebe ha na-aga aga with the longest convoy. Afụbe m ebe Elon Musk goro Rolls Royce, even motor all they use, and I'm sure like that Tesla all they use with the highest one. All system of the Western world made a mother kaisi fuego up kasi fuya. And the guy went for that thing living doing. That's why as soon as civil war missing and you how they work coward. They understand politics. They understand politics more than we do. That is not coward.
It can be removed. Outside cannot remove it. It can be removed, but you can only use the word that the people who are doing it. Am I coming at choose?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
So the people who are doing the people who are on those arena are people. One, they know they are corrupt. It two or three things that can cause that serene. One is because of the insecurity in the land, and they know that if anything happens in the public place, as they are not safe because the masses might eat them like suya. So they use that serene with the government security, police and army, and pass the public by all means. Number two, they know the road is not good because of the traffic. They use public siren. Number three, because they want any respect and fear from the public by all means, they use siren. So it can be removed when there will be a law, and when there will be security, and when there will be a good environment and a good street and road. Those things can be removed. There is no country that blows siren and go anywhere. When you go in the occasion in Nigeria, this one will be coming with siren, the other one will be coming from this one will be coming from the left side, the other one will be coming from the right side, with different siren and different police and different. It will be like a weird mad people are doing something. So those things can be removed. So it doesn't say it cannot be removed. It can be removed. So that is my take.
I'm going to that side because it is the corrupt system that gave birth to all those things, and people started seeing it as a norm. Because when it was not here Biafra or Buromelan, somebody called on this. Was it on this program or the one that your program? He now said that in the Western world, not on the ambulance behind the permission, you boost siren. Anytime police boost siren, you had a boost siren. There is emergency. Now to somebody clear off the road.
Yes, either emergency for accident. The police will use emergency, or for if they are looking for a criminal or whatever. That is the only way police blow siren.
See it.
And most of the time they don't blow siren. It is only when they come into the traffic. But if there is no traffic, they can only put the blue light. It will be good. There is no siren. So with the blue light, if you are driving, you see blue light, and you know that police is coming, and there's something danger, maybe accident or whatever. So it is only when there is much vehicles on the road or street is traffic that they will use siren, so that for you to go to this side of the street, so that the police can pass. Otherwise, they only give you the blue light, the blue light. Like here, if you are driving and the police all of it, they suspect you of something, so they can only drive in front of you. So you will see police. There's no siren. The only thing, the light will be showing you police, police, follow us, police, follow me, police, follow me. That is what. So because then you're front already, you know that you are the person their signal that this is police. Follow them. So what do? You follow them with and go to maybe to the next rest place. They will park there and you park there. Then both of you will come down. Then you will ask them what is happening. Why are they giving you a signal of police to stop? What is happening? They will tell you maybe you drive somehow. Maybe somebody called them. Like there was a time I was driving. I was very tired. So I was almost sleeping on the steering. So I managed to get myself, and my driving was going opposite to driving to the opposite direction. So when I woke up, I just turn my steering and go to my normal lane. So somebody called them and give them that so and so vehicle. He should stop that person. Something is wrong. Either he is drunk or something is wrong. So they followed me about 5 kilometers. So until they get where to stop. So I stopped. They asked me what is wrong if I drink. I said no. Say, am I sure? I said no, I'm not taking it for more than a month. I've not taken anything alcohol. They say if I take drug, I say nothing like that. They say what is happening? I said because somebody called them. I say if somebody called you, that he said, I told him yes, it's possible because I was so tired. And say I was feeling sleepy. He said, okay, that I should pack and I should not drive again. Maybe I have rest. That was because somebody called them and said, this social vehicle that is danger. You know, they have to follow me until they get until they pack me. So that is how the police organize that, because they ask you if you are feeling sleep, you park because you are causing danger to yourself and to the public.
Yes.
So that is it. So I stopped there, maybe I rest for 30 minutes or 1 hour, then I start driving again. You know, so it doesn't cause police accident, a road accident on the road. So that is how police work. You see.
Thank you for that.
All those things, Uncle. You know, all those things was made to be possible as a result of the sanity, as in the sanity in the system that is running that your country. So that is what I'm talking of. That if they put the as Simon mere now, hapụtala eme ndị niile na-ekwu ihe anwa because of iwe ji ha. So oya ka m na-ayọ this our government agba mbọ na mee ya eme ha na iwu ọdị and iwu ahụ mee ha na ya arụ ọrụ. I'm not in the government, but I believe they have law. But you know, one thing is because of this, in this kind of situation, you don't go extremely to some certain things. That's what I believe. I don't know. I'm not in the government. It's like choose who will clear some of things. It's not everything he will clear to us here. Understand when we in this kind of discussion. But the only thing why we come up like here is to come and say our mind. Because it's just like what I was, I'm the person who brought this program before he brought this video that is showing now about what happened on the meeting. So they have all those things. There is law and that is the guideline. They have all those guidelines. But the point is this, in this, when some people say, why are they not suing Ogenkere? I say to sue Ogenkere does not mean that they have grant to sue Ogenkere. But the point there is now, from my own understanding, I know
going to all those things will take us away from what we are doing. So it will divert attention, which is not, I don't think the government have much time for that now, until let them get themselves together before they can do a lot of things. So do they have law? I believe they have law. It's obvious. So if I'm not correct, I think a choose is here to help out. You know,
you're right. You just answered it. You just answered it. What you said is exactly what is happening. When you see them jumping from pillar to pole, we cannot act like them as if we are in competition with them. We are not in competition. Just like as you saw the man they call their whatever, went and consulted somebody who is our lobby, who is lobbying for us, a law firm that was consulted by Biafran government to speak and deliberate on recognition of United States of Biafra in United States. They went to that very lobby firm and brought a letter which they claim the lobby firm wrote. You are writing to the government not to use the name of the leader of the government. And they sent it and they shared it and they were happy that they have done something. They want to stop Dr. NgoziOrabueze from calling the name of Asylum. And when I see that kind of letter, I laugh. It is only a stupid lawyer that will be able to write the You know that Biafran government have their own lawyer, which every one of us know. The lawyer has appeared, our international lawyer have appeared with us on so many programs. Live. When Asylum was there, the man was there, Dr. Levy. He is the lawyer of the United States of Biafra. And his job is to defend Biafra, defend the United States of Biafra, and every project we have, he knows about it. Whatever documents that is under the United States of Biafra, he knows about it. From Samaneba up to today. And he is still intact with the government. Because he knows the government, he knows where the government stands and where the government is. And somebody went and made a law. The lobby firm now will go and write a letter and tell us not to use the name of the government, of the leader of the government, to project things of the government and to protect the government or do anything about the government. Is it not laughable?
That is my question. That is my question, brother.
And we are just expecting us to go and jump over and begin to do the same thing. We are not doing the same thing. All we are doing is to present information, just like this very article that was posted. The dissolution of Briggy. It has been made official so that tomorrow you won't say you didn't know. It has been made official starting from the 25th of February. Is it February? I think 25th of January. From 25th, that 25th going forward, anything you did within that time with that name Briggy is a fraud. You are a fraudster. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that. Maybe you have done it before out of mistake. Oh, you didn't know. It is a different issue. But the government have now come out to make it official. And also bring out this very video from archive so that everybody will see. So that you wouldn't say, even if you're a follower, you wouldn't say you didn't know. They gave it to you to keep. You are supposed to return every documents of the government, every item that belongs to the government, return it to the United States of Biafra government. That is where we are today. They have been told privately. Maybe they didn't hear it now. Everything is in public. The government has the Minister of Justice, and they know their work. They are busy doing what they are doing with the help of the advisors and the government lawyer. So it is not everything that we will come and chase them and announce, but when that time is right, you will always see the action play out. It will definitely
It's true.
It's true. That is why
this is wonderful. That is the question I wanted to ask my brother, because I cannot imagine a lobbyist is not a lawyer for the government. A lobbyist have a completely different contract, not to defend us in any law, in any case. Their own is to go and lobby to get the government a contact and the relationship with other countries or with whatever. not to come and stand and defend any government. So that is what I don't understand. So I don't know if the agreement or if the contract that was given to this lobby people is to defend the government or to lobby for the government. Because these countries where I know that is every contract they state every contract on what they're supposed to do. So yes, even as a lawyer, they're not supposed to cross-carpet what they're not supposed to do. So that is what I don't understand.
They begin to write letter to warn the deputy prime minister. Eh? Where have you seen such a thing before?
They are the one, you know, my brothers, two persons cannot be mad at the same time. I am anybody, you know, you know, all these things, they are the one that do bring themselves out.
Exactly.
And I like Remo, the answers, the coordination, all they use our COS. So, but here, my brother, they cook her back. But he they make a mistake.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Oh, yeah, behind them, what I water how. Otherwise, only when they go, I got it do many. Because of Nanso Bada Wago. So, and the Mumwa, Adema Nimo Bim, if we iwe mu, and Ademe we out of contest. Iwe we mu na the best thing game I got me kuoku because I'm not kuoku 10. No, almost 9 got the wrong at that time. So that is it. Government is so hard. Most of all these things now, our government, our own government, they are reactionary to their misleading proactiveness.
Yes.
Because most of the things COS with the Grolabo, when their damage control is becoming disturbing.
Yes.
So because all this information, I be proactive to attack them. And I be proactive to attack them. All this information, COS akage mangesia sin sama. But open a raise the dust, COS amanyele hofu, halapu chok ozo hagi bido. So we know that they will talk until they die down. So that is what we are saying. We are not against me. And from what I understood, from what my brother is saying, Uncle Greg, we are not trying to take word or input ourselves to the government. What we are trying to say is that we are asking the necessary question as a concerned citizen.
Yeah.
And as well, airing out our own mind. Yeah. Not that they should be taking hook, line, and sinker. But we're just saying it because the ones we have said so far yielded the result. So that's why we do come here, we say it out. So we are happy, more encouraged from Igulu Leme and DPM Leme because and one thing more like other people guy Mandela Bia Ibayanya Pelachia on our mistake. Hamarana ihe a na-ekwu okwu ya bụ nwere onwe ka anyị lawa ba anyị. And ha mata na information ọbụla ifuru wepụ emotion, analyze it. When I read through the lines of that document, when I got to that place, they use Oge Kiri again and say, is this guy daft? You've been trying to prove yourself to us. And having two identity, it then means that now, if our PM then there some things they wrong. So because you all prove he used fake identity to rope PM. Now that you want to do it, name with a case emia because from his body language, it then shows that name with a case emia. Name with a case emia. Every batagrono na him and no ne you come clean now. But he did not come clean. He's not to rant. Yeah. He just like my brother.
That is our
just
problem.
Used to say, is this person okay in his head?
Undusho no ya bipolar disorder before.
I don't know how much.
Go bipolar disorder before. No. God, all I know, I from my game, I got the clouds are gathering in the Western world. The cloud is gathering. In America. And we could even like discover today. And we could Republican get put out. But Elon Musk to contest for you all met with the DOGE and no we get in a point to start at here Elon Musk. And all this hatred I live feeling and West and wherever I know, my brother. Okay, man, one my pras.
Yeah.
What they are doing to us is for us to get weary, become weary of them, and then drop our ego, our biasness, our psychophancy, and then make a U-turn.
That is the area I want to come in. Oregon one network problem. That is the area I want to come in. That we're supposed to by now know what is right and what is not good for us. I don't know how much time Master choosing today, because after watching, there's many things we're supposed to talk today. If you have time, just another few minutes. Concerning the video of Wazirike, I don't know if you have seen it. Wazirike comment about Nnamdi Kanu and the court.
And why must Nnamdi Kanu challenge? I didn't watch it fully. I've seen the video. I've not had time to watch it. I watched briefly some of his comments.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if on that very video, any reasonable person, any reasonable Biafran, we know that man, all this while I have been still having a second thought about him, but after this this last video, I know that there is no single person in Wazirike. Honestly, for Wazirike to be questioning Mazen Nnamdi, why must Nnamdi be quarreling with the Pinter Anyaku? Why? That they coming to the public to say if the Igbo people or the Hanezes want to, or the governors want to Nnamdi to be released, they're supposed to go to the security advisor to the government of Nigeria. I don't know what they call it. He is the only person who can advise Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, because he's doing. In his own time, it was how he was released. So, in not that a freedom fighter trying to justify that the rule of law can be neglected.
A freedom fighter. This is you're saying that. That was what discouraged me in wasting my time to watch that video. This part you said that this was the area I just saw. I saw a cut of this. That was why I lost interest in watching the video, because what he was saying doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. Go ahead.
So he was not coming. Number one, I'm not a lawyer. I didn't get to the level of his education. But with common sense, I am able to understand that what Nnamdi Kanu was fighting there is lawlessness and injustice. You, as a lawyer and a freedom fighter, you don't see those things. What they are promoting is the same illegality that we are fighting against in Nigeria.
Exactly.
That law should not take its course. So, if law, because the only way is just like this letter that our brother write to Finland government to pardon Simon Ekpa. When they have not taken Simon Ekpa to court, and court ruled that he was a criminal, or he was this or he was that. And all of a sudden, you that is living in the Western world know what law is all about. Writing those letters, and he asked me, I'm telling you not to suspect you, that there is something you know that I didn't know. So, because that is what it shows. There is something he knew that some of us don't even know, that makes him to write that letter. So for Wazirike to come in out to tell the whole world that why must Nangan be fighting a woman that did nothing? That woman did nothing, insulting the woman. Why must he be quarreling with the woman? That shows that what the woman is doing is right. So I was asking myself a question. I said, what pushed this man to freedom fighting? Was he actually a freedom fighter? So he is not condemning the way he was released. That court was supposed to release him that he didn't commit any crime. Maybe he was guilty that he committed crime and he was supposed to be in jail. And the government did not release him. If freedom fighting or if self-determination is a right, you see, so he was not supposed to come out to say the kind of thing, even in the public. I say that's why I just say before you close, because most of the time we forget the things that we're supposed to discuss and counter it before people. So because if you not counter some of the things, people will be thinking that what the man was saying was right.
You are right. Thank you for
taking
us to that. Thank you for.
That's the fact. So let the people and the Wazirike know that he was not a freedom fighter, and he didn't even understand or know what he was doing. Maybe he was doing his own just to gain popularity. That's what I think. That was only gaining popularity that makes him to come out of talking about Biafra and not even know what Biafra. I remember what that was what and that should be around 2001, 2021, either 2021, after Nankan was arrested and Simon Ekpan started coming out. I remember this guy that normally have VBT in Nigeria. That's one guy that normally use Biafra. What is it? BVB or what is this that normally used? So and Chinedu somebody, but I remember I don't know if you know the guy that I'm talking about. BVI, yeah. So there was a time when he was attacking Simon Ekpa and he was talking about Wazirike. So and I wrote to him, I told him, I said, the freedom fighting have level. I told him that the level we are now, Wazirike, it has passed the level of Wazirike. The level we are is no more the level that Wazirike can continue from. That is, yeah, I told him that
very far behind.
That it's very. I told him it's very, very far behind. So the level we are now is no more the level of Wazirike. That you should forget about talking about the Wazirike freedom fighting. So. And to that time, I don't know what made me to write that into the guy. Today, after watching this, that his very video, I now come to conclusion that I was absolutely right. That his level, this level of freedom, his level of freedom fighting was nothing to write about. So he didn't exactly know what he was fighting for. He was only making all those noise and killing innocent people just only to get fame. That is what I concluded. All this his last video. Yeah.
That is statement is indicting in nature. All this while, as a false allegation. Check that statement now. That now in 90 days, exactly. You cannot build something on nothing. They must provide something, a platform for you to run on. They use that in mother burial 90 days. Since 90 days, or that's not to prison.
So maybe he has been part of people pressuring Nnamdi to collect something. Exactly. You said you have at the last end of his statement. He said that Nnamdi should calm down for him to be released. Otherwise, if you like, shout from here to Port Harcourt that nobody will listen to you. But so
coming down is for Nnamdi going to give up for Biafra. If you don't know where he's going, that's where he's going.
That's what I'm saying now. That all of them they collected money. That he should shut his mouth for him to be released. So my brother, when we say I still have Biafra spirit, I had after if Simon Sigma the end. If we can demand shasha. If we're not Asaris reggae that they are coming, they are profilating our forests. They want to do us what they did to someone that did it to North.
With them. You know that these people should be extremely careful. I wanted to come to that with this very calling of what do you call him? Asari Dokobo. Asari Dokobo is trying to play a game. He played with Nnamdi Kanu before. Nnamdi Kanu thought he might be serious. So what he wants to do now? He wants to tell men on the ground. He wants to use the federal government has sent him the second time to come in to manipulate into this agitation. So if men on the ground or if this government fail to this satanic call to bring him or any of his men indirectly, he just throw this forward now for you to invite him to say maybe he had repented. What do we do to chase away Fulanis? He will usually come and destroy you. So no one should take him over outside the Gobo serious at all. He's a criminal. Forget him until Biafra.
He's gone. There's
one thing I want to tell you more. Maybe after this program, you check on it. This Okocha Marcel, do you follow his program?
Okocha.
Happy Marcel, that data boy. You follow what program?
The fair guy, but sometimes, not always.
Yes, on a program yesterday. That video, one of the northern imam who were all I said can divide there. One of our war veteran, John Papi, check a recent video he got here. That man also knew Wasaki. Also na those things on Yausa who could. On a body the Hausa last year, la Kowara yesterday. Now Sani, Jepurundi North. The imams Baha na ha support is na alebu ndi beha londi bolebu ndi beha. The man America mata one guy put again make mata na chief imam la Abuja Boni Igbo. So my brother, all this exposition I lay back. We make some people, that's why I say some people are not getting enough information for themselves. They go around with the hearsay. So on the line here, you to pronounce because some of them they don't pay much attention to what is going on. Maybe he's now putting himself up to know whether he will lure anyone. The Biafrans they make us again, or only Okwagi to himself will destroy Yagi. But that spirit, Simon who know at the end. More people gap. Many people can get make their understanding. Continue, my brother. And also can make maybe gay. The man analyze that exposition under Usamere that Lagos can only analyze. Even the moment they brought the thing, I'm not how many of Moko can you get them for Ebonya Hokuna Sari Nobia, which means now that buffoon le meeting within the north. Or they can be about this gumi that they should arm Igbo. Okweba ki kuriedede ote haka agone chemba puta ebushibende mmadụ na Anambra. So when you are saying something or others are saying, we are not just saying what we feel like. It is fact that your point is always on fact. So people listening to us, they should listen and pay attention, not being carried away by emotion or trying to gain relevance. Shout, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do things that fact limia check here
or verify yeah afuni ha ikuru bezoku. Continue, my brother.
Thank you so much. I think we have spent almost 1 hour 30 minutes going to 4 hours, and we will be rounding up. And on those last two items you brought up now, they are very, very important, and Biafrans must be aware. As in case of Afere Dokubo, any Biafran today that Afere Dokubo deceives, that person, his life is irredeemable. Afere Dokubo, everybody knows who he is and what he is and what he stands for. And we know the kind of person he is a person that you can never trust. The last opportunity he has was with Mazen Nandekan, when Mazen Nandekan gave him an olive branch to strengthen his life, and he failed. I don't think anybody is paying attention to him and will ever pay attention to him. So my fellow Biafrans, we must be focused and we must continue to do what we have to do. There is a question that somebody asked on the comment section here, and the person asked, he said, Mazi Chuks, good morning. Please, I don't want to disturb you. Please, can you give clearly about Caterpillar in our military? This is something that somebody wrote in the comment section. And whoever that wrote that thing, I want to make it clear to you that in this very platform, I am in the media. I don't discuss anything that has to do with defense in my platform. If you want to know more about defense, just hold yourself and be patient. Just like the suggestion our brother Akonyo Wetre made here on establishing a platform where people are going to be coming to, where the heads of the departments and deputies will come and explain certain things. We started it initially. It was started, but the attack on Twitter was so much that when we start a program, we can't even end it. They attack it and they bring it down. There was a program we were holding with Deputy Prime Minister. We have to hold that program up to 3 times. We get up the Twitter, we talk and talk. Within the next minute, they bring it down. We go to another platform. So those attacks were so much, and we have to pause for the meantime until things are being reviewed. And by the special grace of God, in a very short time, the platform will stand, and all these things will be happening. Every head of department and the deputies will always be coming to give update. They will always come to give update. And when you have that opportunity to meet with that very time, when the deputy, the defense secretary is going to be there, you can be able to ask question about defense. And mind you, it is not every question you ask about defense that you're going to get in public. As we speak, some of us, when we talk about government, I don't know why it is difficult for people to understand what government is made of. In the United States of America, in the US, they have defense secrets. There are some things that their defense do that they can't even discuss with you. It can never come to the public. In the UK, the same thing. The same thing in the government. There are some information that the government, you will never know it about the government until you become the #1 citizen. You see Trump. There are some information that Trump didn't have until he became the #1 citizen. Then he'll be able to have those information. It doesn't matter how rich, how poor, how educated, it doesn't matter the position you have. There are some information you will never know, you will never have it until you become #1 citizen. And the same thing in defense, more especially when it comes to defense, there are certain things you can never, ever, ever know about. Government have some secrets they use to operate. Government have these kind of secrets they use, including in your security and managing the affairs of the Biafra people. That is why it would be foolish for anybody who call himself a member of the media of the United States of Biafra to come out and begin to discuss defense issues. You don't discuss that. It is not meant for discourse. If there are some things that will have to be projected about our defense or to promote them or to speak something, the instruction will be given by the government and you are going to hear it. But for any individual to come and begin to discuss issues of defense, you don't have to. So many of us in the media, my own very self, I have been broadcasting on this media since 2016. Since 2016. If you go to my platform on Facebook page, King David Express Expose, you will see my old videos there. When I started broadcasting, within the time of Mazen Nandekano, I broadcast independently on my own. You can imagine the amount of information I will have and people that will call me and the kind of voice notes that we have on my possession. But I won't come here and begin to play voice note and discuss things with you. I don't come here to advertise myself or make myself relevant. There are so many people that calls on daily basis. At a point in time, I stop receiving calls. I stop, even when you send videos, I don't play it. I don't even look at it. because it's irrelevant. I have chosen the part I will play in this government. My role is to bring information from the government and promote the government and make sure that we follow the government and do whatever the government says. If you want to know about defense, you ask about. If you want to ask questions about defense, have patience. The day the Secretary of Defense is going to come online, which we have already started before we post it. Even during that time, the Minister of Defense came twice. Twice, people were asking questions. Wait, when that opportunity calls, you ask questions, and don't expect every answer to every question you ask. When you ask a question that is very detrimental, that is very risky, that is going to jeopardize the life of people on the ground, nobody's going to give you answers to such questions. So when you're asking me about Caterpillar, you are calling about, so many of us Biafrans know that he was a member of the ESN, a commander in the ESN. Every one of us know. So many Biafrans know. If you don't know, it means you come yesterday. He was a commander in the ESN. And that is all I can tell you, which is something you already know already. If there's any other thing you want to dig out, you want to say, you want to speak, you can't get it from me, not on this platform. Wait. When the Secretary of Defense comes for briefing, you can ask your question and pray you get your answer. Thank you so much. As we are rounding up, I will allow my beloved brother, Greg, to summarize on your words and give the Biafrans a word of encouragement before we leave. Thank you so much, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mazichus. So that is, your answer is perfect. Every question has to direct to the people who are in charge. The only thing we come here to do, like we that are normal people, not in the government, not in anything, the only thing we come here to do is sometimes say our mind and discuss some issues that we are being given opportunity to discuss. Like this kind of caterpillar of a person, I know he was a commander. At a point, he fell out with our PM, and at a point, he threatened the PM. So I don't know any other thing. And that threat was open in the public, so we know about it, about his threat on the PM. There was a time he had some problem with I think it should be Butus or whatever. Either he was threatening to kill Butus or save him. So there was a kind of threat that time. That's the only thing I know about the guy. Apart from that, no other thing I know about it today. So let the government that know everything handle the thing. The most important thing, we don't want to go back to yesterday again. That is the only thing we know. Anything what we're supposed to be doing now is upgrade and tighten up our security and our tighten up is what we're supposed to be doing, not losing. So we don't lose anything. And that kind of situation, for me, I'm talking about on my own suggestion and my own mind. There is a level of we can tolerate men on the ground. Anyone that fall to the level, to the extent of going to the opposition that is after our life, after life of any man on the ground, that kind of person will not be given chance. To my own suggestion, I'm just saying my own mind. That is my own mind. I'm not giving government any condition because they don't have information more than I have. But anyone that will come to this, to any public, in like coming openly to the platform and talk against the government, talk against the PM, talk against men on the ground, threatening to kill this or kill that, that kind of person can never be rolled into police or army because he doesn't have that spirit. That is my own suggestion. That's what I said. So I thank you so much, and I urge Biafrans to be strong. I pray for them every day. I pray for the men on the ground. I pray for our government and the people who are in the media. My prayer is our labor will never be in vain, because we don't need to be, as you are spending 4 hours now sitting there, if you use it for yourself, you can use it to achieve something. So why must we labor in vain? And if we know that you don't have hope in what you are fighting for, it doesn't make sense coming here to stay. It's because we have hope, that's why we're coming every day. And our prayers and what we'll be working every day to make sure that those things we are suffering, people putting their money, putting their energy, putting their time, putting their life will never be in vain. That is my prayer this morning, and I pray that God will let us have what we are asking him. That I ask in Christ Jesus. Amen.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your amazing, amazing contribution and support. And I believe Biafrans have been blessed with your input. I acknowledge and I appreciate every single person that have joined on this program. Please, if you have not shared this program, share it. Share it. Make sure you reach out to one person or the other. It is very important. Make sure you share. And I want you to know that you cannot know everything. When it comes to the Biafran restoration, you can know everything. Mazen Nandekano also said it. He said, I am the only one that knows everything. When Mazen Nandekano was in charge, he said, I am the only one that knows everything. No other person. That you are a member of the DOS, that you are inside or outside, you are second in command or third, that you don't know anything. You only know what I want you to know. You only know what I want to do. It is not that he's scared of you or is that he doesn't trust you, but there are some information that you are not supposed to know for your own good. There are some information that will be kept out of you for your own good. Apart from that, even in our various families, there are some information your parents will never tell you until on their dying day. That is why the luckiest people are always people who are close to their parents when they are dying. If you're sitting at the right hand of your father or your mother, your aged parents, and when they are going, you are very lucky because you are going to get and extract a lot of information. There are so many of us in our families that some very critical information your parents cannot tell you. It is not because they hate you. It is not because they don't like you. It is not because you are a bad person, but they are keeping those information for your own sake, for your security. There are some information you will hear, it will take your life. There are some things you will hear, you can't control yourself anymore. There are some information you will hear, you cannot be able to behave well anymore. That is why parents keep some things away from their children until on their dying day. If you're lucky to be around at that close time period, they will sit you down and tell you things that you can't imagine that happened. Information that you can never believe existed. So many of us have experienced that. Our parents, our brothers and sisters, our uncles have told us things that we never imagined existed on their last minute. So in a government, there are certain things you will never know until you become number one citizen of the country. There are certain things you cannot know until you get to certain positions in a country. The earlier you begin to understand that, you know the question to ask and how to follow up on the answers that you are given. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of us as Biafrans. We are going home. No amount of propaganda or blackmail will stop us. No attack will hinder our going home. We will go home. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, we shall always win. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every Biafran that have been on this platform. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, DrNgoziOrabueze. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate everyone that has been with us from beginning to the end. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and see you again next time.
Yeah.